not supposed to be green. Like faith's not supposed to be seen. The sky's not supposed to touch the ground. And I swear it's not supposed to be round. The moon's not supposed to touch the sun. And a two is not supposed to be a one. And the heart's not supposed to weigh a ton. And forever's not supposed to be done. Winter's not supposed to come in June. And I am not supposed to have the blue. Hey everybody. So many things that are not supposed to be, babe, except you and me. There are so many things that I'm not supposed to be. Babe, yeah, except you and me. Night's not supposed to be long. Yeah. No one is supposed to be alone. Understanding is not supposed to be confused. And the wind is not supposed to lose. Like fire's not supposed to freeze. Like joy is not supposed to grieve. Like you are not supposed to leave. What I said I'm not supposed to mean. He is not supposed to have your heart. Baby, we are not supposed to be apart. There are so many things that are not supposed to be said. You and me. There are so many things that are not supposed to be. Hey, baby, it seems just like no seasons changing. Oh, this earth with no creation, no heart, no feelings, or a sickness without healing. Just like a frozen spring, or bird with no wings. Just like a song out of key. That's how my life would be. Like the night skies with no stars. Thank you. So many things that are not supposed to be. Like having no worries. Like having no worries. Like having no rain for the sea. There are so many things that's not supposed to be. Except you and me. All right, all right. Yeah, yes, baby. Yeah, except you and me. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I am your host, HollywoodNex. Thank you guys so much for coming over to this live coverage that I'm going to do with you guys today because I am still yelling free R. Kelly. Y'all see it in the chat. Yes. Before I get any further into this commentary, let me just shout out to Gospel Glams Cosmetic. Gospel Glams Cosmetic. I am wearing another one of her cosmetic lines, and this lipstick is number 60, or better be 60. I think this is number 9. This says number 9. Like, I love the packaging, of course, the wrap that it comes in. You see Gospel Glam. And then also the nice signature, okay? And then when you open it up and just scroll it up, and voila, you guys got a really nice cosmetic line. So this is the one that I'm wearing. And just to give you a sample, keep it up. Mwah. Lips is popping, okay? Thanks to Gospel Glam for her wonderful cosmetic needs. Please, you guys, go over to her website, check her out, sign up, and let her know Hollywood Next sent you over there. Pieces of the puzzle. Shout out to Gospel Glams. Just want to make sure I pay homage over there to the beautiful Gospel Glam. And then also, if you guys are flying into the New York City and you guys happen to go into LaGuardia Airport, please check out 6th Rental Car for your rental car needs. I promise you, they got luxury cars
from BMWs on down to Mercedes. You won't be disappointed. And then they also have your average standard compact, mid-size, full-size vehicles, and of course, all the top of the line over there. So check out Six Rental Car. So yes, thank you so much. Let me just highlight that so people can know. Yes, sponsorship by Gospel Glam. She has sponsored your girl, and I want to make sure I'm doing a phenomenal job acknowledging her. So I came on here for a few things. Of course, always R. Kelly is the topic at hand, and I reached out to Devereaux County today just to get an update on what's going on with our guy Kels. I didn't speak directly to him, but I did get information, and he will call me back in due time. So I'll just let you guys know that R. Kelly is holding his head up. He is thankful for us supporters who are out here that's continuously supporting him during this trying time. We trust in the process, and we understand different things happen along the way. That was just out of the control of us, because we know if we could free Kels would be up out of here singing all the good songs that we want to hear. Okay, so but unfortunately, he has to go through the process. But they are. Crossing T's and checking out other sources of ways to, get this case looked at clearer through, some clean lenses, and make a better decision that was made, because we all clearly saw that justice was not served. His rights have been violated throughout the entire process, and we can just see every wrongs that was done. And I was reading about psyops, and psyops is a very serious weapon. It's like a tool that was used in the military, and they used it to manipulate the minds of people. And so it gets the people to have a public opinion. And so that's pretty much what happened in this R. Kelly's case. And a lot of you guys may hear about psyops. You might want to know what it is. So that's the research that I was able to do on it and bring that information to you guys. But it's a tactic that's used by military. It's a military tactic, actually. And it's just something that shouldn't be used on the people. But if you're not aware of these different psychological tactics that can be used upon yourself, then you may find yourself in a psyops type situation and can't tell what's real from fake. Okay, it's kind of like deep fake in so many other words. But hello to everybody. Thank you guys again for tuning in to my live. I want to personally just go over some things that you may have heard on other platforms, but you haven't heard it over here on Hollywood Next and Pieces of the Puzzle. So, and I'll take you guys' questions. I'll even open up the phone line so you guys can vent a little bit, get some things that may be on your mind after going through this past week of just it's been 1 week since R. Kelly has been found guilty. It's going into the second week coming Monday. And so I thought, hey, let me come on social media and just talk to y'all, because y'all been here throughout the entire duration, and it's just been a ride for all of us. Some of us had to mentally prepare ourselves to get over it's not even, I don't even think it's safe to say get over, but to just cope with what we're dealing with when we can clearly see the lies that was told, the inconsistencies that was told, and pretty much the setup. So if you guys are following me, I'm going to try to start using my community post over here at Pieces of the Puzzle, so I can start updating you guys on things that's happening in our community here at Pieces of the Puzzle, rather than putting it all over there on Hollywood Team Nexus platform. But I mean, I try to utilize them all to get all the information out as possible. So just make sure you guys are tuning in to Pieces of the Puzzle, because I am going to start putting information in the community area for us to be able to view at a later time. So I did connect with a great book company, and they're willing to assist me in getting this book out to you guys. So I'm in the process, and then I was also creating my own book cover, and so I have like 3 different book covers that I created myself. One, I did use the likeliness of a photo that, and thank you to the subscriber who pointed out that that may potentially have a copyright on it. So I don't think I'm gonna go with that, but I will look into making sure it's not copywritten, and if there's a photographer behind it, you know, if it's okay for me to use it, because I think that would be great. I loved it, that particular one. It just grasped me and it caught my attention. But I have the eye of the tiger, so please believe I'm working really hard behind the scenes to bring you guys great information and content, as well as my book. So it will be coming out really, really soon. I'm praying between now and hopefully by Christmas. Once the book is said and done, I'll let you guys know that the book has been completed. And then I will do pre-orders. That way, if you want your book, rather than having me print the books and paying for the print, I want to pre-order the book, so that way you guys can make sure you get the books. And again, the proceeds will go towards R. Kelly's legal defense, and anything else that he may need in his defense. Okay, so I don't want any benefits from this. I want to make sure the proceeds go into Mr. Kelly. Just something that I want to do from my heart, because I feel like, you know, he's been through a lot. A lot of people turn their back on him, and I don't want to be one of the ones to do the same. So I want to continue with us that are supporting him, that we continue to support him in different ways, that we can support him, that you guys can see where the proceeds actually go, rather than just being told this. You'll be able to see where the proceeds will go. So he will benefit 100% from any sales of this upcoming book titled Surviving Off of R. Kelly. Okay. So let's see. Oh, thank you for putting this information in there. So yes, if you guys want to write him, I've been writing him, sending mail to him often, pretty much since the last week has come and gone, going on the second week. I think he's got maybe 10 or 12 letters so far. So just continue to just send y'all letters out. Continue to, you know, pray for R. Kelly. Let's pray for the situation, that it gets dealt with in a manner that, you know, can release R. Kelly from these trials and tribulations. I can't even imagine what he's going through or feeling, but I can. Oh wow, I don't even want to go there, but it's been a lot. It's weighing heavy on myself. I was kind of numb when the verdict came down. I really was just in a awe. Okay, because I was like, what's going on? You know, I was like, and then the guy running out, he's guilty, he's guilty. It was just really not professional, you know, to come out in that manner. And so I was really upset about the way the verdict came out. And then, you know, it was just not professional. I'd rather have received a tweet, a text, or something than someone just coming out like a maniac, yelling and almost in excitement or something. You know, it just kind of threw me back and kind of got me on my defensive mode. But anyway, thank you guys so much. So there's the information, and thank you, Monet, for putting that in the chat. I do appreciate that. Let me just see if my Nini is in here, because I wanted to make sure she got her wrench, because I don't know why she don't have her wrench. So Nini, if you're in here, I'm gonna get on live so that way I can be able to give you your wrench. Okay, let me see. I need to go to my channel. Turn the audio down so it don't conflict with us. Okay, let me see if there's anybody else in there who's been here on the regular that I can also add a moderator to, because I do appreciate all of you guys. And I just don't want no conflicts of interest. So if some had wrenches and no longer have wrenches, please don't be offended by it. It's just I want to minimize, you know, the people that have wrenches, and it doesn't conflict with others, you know, because some of us unfortunately don't see eye to eye with each other, and I just don't want any conflicts. But I do appreciate everybody that is here, so and who continues to come. Right. Okay. I don't see my Nini right now, but if she comes in, I will shout her out. So I see my godmother is in the building. So shout out to my godmother, Big Mama. Let me just make sure I shout out everybody that is here, because I appreciate you guys so much. And then we're going to get into this commentary and spend a few minutes. I'll just go over and over a few things with you guys, and then we can get this content trigger. My Trigger's in the building. We got Sharon 52. Trigger tip. Trigger, you should definitely have a Trigger. Don't got no moderator. Let me give you one. So Trigger, I'm promoting you because you've been around my trying not to curse, y'all. I'm trying not to curse. I'm gonna really bring this platform to put some respect on it because it's growing and we're growing and we're gonna get this message out to the people. Those who was in doubt, those who didn't want to support R. Kelly will eventually we're gonna turn a lot of heads to get everybody engaged. I'm just thankful that God is continuously using my voice and my vessel to be able to present the information to the people as it needs to be out here. I did something, excuse me, that I don't usually do. And I opened up my Facebook account and I've been sharing information with my Facebookers, and they are so excited for me. I mean, the love that I'm getting on social media is crazy. I kept it low key because I knew the West Coast wasn't that up on it like the Midwest and the South as well as the East Coast is. And so I just didn't want my peoples to know what I was doing. And I just didn't want the attention, honestly. And I didn't want to get sidetracked. And I didn't want those that know me, to distract me. And so I wanted to just stay in alignment with what God was doing and using me for the purpose of presenting information to the people and getting it all out there to support R. Kelly. And I didn't mean to cut y'all out. So if y'all do catch this live, I love all of y'all. Shout out to California, San Francisco, the Bay Area, Oaktown, you know what I'm saying, Sacramento, Fresno, Fairfield, Vallejo, man, the whole Bay Area, and particularly where I'm from, they call it Filmo, some call it Filthy Mo, some call it whatever they want to call it, but hey, that's my set, that's my hood, that's where I'm from. And now that I've gotten past all of the trials and tribulations, and I'm sure more will come, but when you know better is when you can do better. And so I'm able to do better. And the man in my life. Okay, I gotta shout out the man in my life. Some of y'all may not like this, but it's for my liking. So shout out to Robert Lee, baby, baby. I love you. Okay, so I just want you to know this, baby. Mama loves you, daddy. I love you. Okay, and if there was a charge for me calling you daddy, baby, they better watch out because we fighting till the end. Because Kels ain't fit to be convicted for being called daddy or wanting to be called daddy when I call you daddy. Zaddy. 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 Okay. Let me just text a few people. Is just put the bug out. Let me put the bug out. Hold on. Let me get the bug call. I gotta get the bug call. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Here we go. Okay, now that's the only bird call I need to put out, and that's to my godmother. Godmother, I love you so very much. God bless you, godmother. Let me just read this from Zola. Zola says, next, have you saw the blogger video? Her name is Jules. She has the judge and explain why she is so in the video said and told jury to said not guilty. I find that very interesting. I have not saw that video. I will take a look out for it. Someone says Greenberg need to take a seat over there somewhere. Okay. Yeah, I actually had to respond to one of his tweets because it got me so upset that it's like, dude, you got off the case literally 2 months before he went to trial, and now you want to sit here and point the finger at people, and we're going to get into all of that. So let's get into this content, this commentary. Let me read a few more of your comments so that way we can. Oh yes, definitely shout out to the murder dubs. Definitely the 20s. You already know what it do. The 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. Shout out the green side. Shout out to the 80s. Shout out to the 90s. Shout out to the 100s. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to Oaktown, the west side, the north side, and the east side, okay? And again, shout out to San Francisco, Filmo to be exact. Woo-coo, for those that know what that means, and the Get Low Posse, okay? JT, the bigger figure, doing his thing up in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the real ones that was around my upcomings and, you know what I'm saying, put a lot into me. And hey, here I am today. So, oh my God, you guys make me so shy. But thank y'all. I appreciate all the support, all the love. Shout out to Double Rock. Shout out to Army Street. Shout out to Potrero Hill. Shout out to Sunnydale, shout out to Lakeview, you know what I'm saying? Just shout out to Harbor Road, shout out to Third and Nuka, shout out to Palouse. I'm just saying, we're gonna do it. Let's do it all the way right. You know what I'm talking about? But most important, shout out to Fillmore, California, where I'm from, okay? I've stumped all over California. I done stumped in every hood I done named, but shout out to Fillmore. And definitely shout out to the VGs. We can't forget 15 Below, baby. I was getting it in. And the VGs, what? Shout out to my best friend, Deech. She know what it is. Shout out to my sister Twat. I hollered at her earlier. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my family that's going to be tuned in and they're going to see this broadcast. So make sure I show the love. And if I forget anybody, please don't charge it because it's not intentional. It's just who I can think of off top. And most important, shout out to R. Kelly supporters. You guys is lit. Y'all the best ever. I couldn't ask for this, but I appreciate everything you guys supporting the platform, having me come on and bringing information to you all. So thank you guys. Yes, thank you so much. Tammy said the lipstick is popping. You feel me? Shout out to Gospel Glam. Your Gospel Glam's Cosmetic. Yes, she is in the building with the lipstick dripping. Yes, you see it. Okay. Anyway, shout out to Yay. I see Trevin came in the building. Grant Jers is in the building. Shout out to Trevin, the one who gave up his seat for me. Lord, what could you think of? Can you even imagine had Trevin not given me his seat? I don't know if I could be in this seat today. I mean, I got to give credit where credit is at. They know what it is, you know what I'm saying? And man, thank you so much. I already know I tip my hat off to you. Salute my brother. Much respect. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you so very much, man. You is everything. So let me see. We say we see eye to eye, great minds think alike. Look at our names. Girl, yes, you piece in the puzzle, and I am pieces of the puzzle, okay? Because we're going to put these puzzles together one piece at a time, okay? And she got her piece for the puzzle. So let me get into the readings. We have 2 readings that I want to go over with you guys. I know I put it in my community area. Some of you guys may have already gotten a chance to review it, but for some of you guys who did not get the opportunity to read the article that I was sending you guys to review, which is from an attorney, Joseph. Hold on, let me minimize this. Oh, I'm loving this computer because I'm just realizing it's doing a lot of stuff that's working in my favor. Thank you, Jesus, who is the head of my life from the heads to the soles of my feet. Thank you. Okay, so let's read about Joseph Tully. Okay, he's a California criminal lawyer, and he wrote an article inside of his his social media or his advertisement, and it was titled Abuse of RICO. And it caught my eyes because it said Abuse of RICO, and then it was like first NXIVM, then R. Kelly, next is you. And that's what I've been preaching over here on the platform is that if they can do this to R. Kelly, then they can certainly do this to you and I, or anybody for that matter. And so I thought this article was very important, and I really want to make sure that it gets out to the people. So with that being said, let me get into the reading. So it goes as follows. Abuse of RICO. First NXIVM, R. Kelly, next is you. Criminals should face justice. If an accused is convicted for crimes, then they should be punished. However, when federal prosecutors circumvent due process to go after bad guys, justice is not served. And that's what I agree with totally. They went into circumvene and due process, and he was violated. Okay, so justice is not served. We should not take glee when the government uses we should not take glee when the government uses the broad powers of RICO to cheat. Okay, because that's pretty much what they did. They used this RICO Act and they cheated in order to get a conviction on R. Kelly, because they knew if they didn't use this RICO Act, they wouldn't have never got a conviction. And they still, even using it, shouldn't have got it. But that's a whole nother story. Okay, to cheat, to get convictions against an individual instead of a criminal organization, as the RICO laws were intended to be used. So the RICO was supposed to be used to get a whole criminal organization, not one individual. And that's where they misused the criminal RICO charge to get R. Kelly. Okay, they should have never did that. They should have been fair, but because they wanted him so bad, they would stop at nothing and even cheat and use this charge against R. Kelly. So RICO is an anti-racketeering law, which stands for the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act. It worked great to target a mob boss like Al Capone for murder, even though he didn't actually pull the trigger, okay? But he was the mob boss. Now, the racketeering would give the orders, which were then filtered down through a succession of lieutenants and captains and soldiers. The goal is to punish the ringleader for commanding the acts that which some members may have done something criminal. So basically, if I'm the boss and I'm organizing lieutenants and captains and soldiers, and I'm sending them out there in the battlefield to do certain acts on my behalf, then they will come for me because I'm the head of the RICO, okay? But in this case of R. Kelly, there's no RICO because he did not organize anybody, no lieutenants, no sergeants, or no soldiers to go out there on no behalf of his to recruit, entice, coerce, tie up, lock up, hold against their wills. Nobody, the way that they use this against him. Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm breaking this down with you guys for those that appreciate me when I come on social media and break this down. Now, RICO misused against R. Kelly, and here is his whole scenario of how it was misused against R. Kelly. Let's take a look at the federal RICO case that convicted R. Kelly this past week. He was an entertainer. He had an entourage and layers of management. The purpose and existence of his entourage and management was to promote the entertainer. The organization exists to support R. Kelly's entertainment career and performances, not any type of criminal. Let's continue. R. Kelly acted unlawfully. Some of his entourage and management may have acted unlawfully as well in connection with his crimes, and anyone involved should be prosecuted for those unlawful acts. But it should not be under RICO. Exactly, okay? The overreach of prosecutors using RICO does not bode well for liberty and justice, okay? Especially if you consider yourself an American citizen. RICO laws should not be used to prosecute individuals acting alone, the way that they made it appear as if R. Kelly acted alone, but yet he had these entourage and members allegedly to pull off this 30-year criminal act that they put in their own minds. Okay, now look at the words that the government used in its charging papers against R. Kelly. The words look like the TV guide description of the cable TV documentary, Surviving R. Kelly. The indictment reads, the purpose of the enterprise were to promote R. Kelly's music and the R. Kelly brand and to recruit women and girls to engage in illegal sexual activity with Kelly. Kelly and any and all co-conspirators, accomplices, and aiders and abettors can and should be prosecuted for recruiting women and girls to engage in illegal sexual activity. So you see what's wrong with that whole entire paragraph that I just read to you? Because the government said that the purpose of the enterprise were to promote R. Kelly's music and the R. Kelly brand, in order to recruit women and girls to engage in illegal sexual activity, which is false because we know his brand was not created to recruit women and girls and engage in illegal sexual activities. And we know it was used to promote his music, maybe his brand, but not to promote to recruit women and girls the way that they put this out there in the charges that he was dealing with. Now, to do so, the government can easily use the laws pertaining to conspiracy and aiding and abetting and charge the involved individuals with those crimes. There are already laws in every state that apply to accomplices. Instead, the feds use RICO racketeering laws that should not be applied to an organization whose primary purpose was to promote R. Kelly's music and the R. Kelly's brand. Now, ask yourself, did everyone in the R. Kelly organization knowingly participate in promoting unlawful activities as the government stated? And I'm just throwing that in there. Or were there some individuals apart from the wider organization who committed crimes? If someone was hired as part of R. Kelly's team, were they being hired as part of a criminal enterprise? And these are great questions, okay? Were they hired as a part of a criminal enterprise in the same sense that someone who was hired by Al Capone was choosing to join a criminal enterprise and therefore participate in something known to be criminal activities, okay? So I don't think anyone would want to go work for R. Kelly and say, oh, I'm about to work for R. Kelly because we about to go recruit girls. We about to go recruit some women. Oh, we about to get engaged in illegal sexual activities. Come on, everybody. Come work for R. Kelly. Make that make sense, okay? Now, thinking about Al Capone and his comparison, now, if you in the streets and you from whatever hood you from, or just take it out the country for that matter, where they ain't got no type of rules, now you want to work for Al Capone because Al Capone is the man. He bringing in all the damn money. Hell yeah, you want to work for him and commit some criminal activities no matter what you got to do, okay? You got to rob, steal, and kill. You're going to work for Al Capone. Excuse me, and you know this is a known enterprise, okay? So that's the difference between Al Capone and R. Kelly. R. Kelly is not a known enterprise, and for the government to have created this image out there in a psyops manner to make the people manipulate their minds to believe that he's a criminal enterprise, then this is why they use this charge, because they was manipulating and mind playing with a lot of folks, okay? And using the government's tactics to do so. But you can't get them all, because some people like myself and you guys who are in the chat who can see through this type of drama and can tell right from wrong, a blind man can see this wasn't no case and that R. Kelly was clearly railroaded. Now, so we ran over that part. Okay, now let's continue. Now, besides the truism that it is always important to stop government overreach, the reason why this issue is important can best be illustrated by an example. And he gave us an example, which I really do appreciate this attorney for putting this information out here. An example of RICO abuse against an individual. Let's say the owner of Big Store, okay, insert your favorite retailer here, is going through a really bad patch in life. He's going through a divorce. His kids is flunking out of college. His childhood friend just died at a relatively young age of a heart attack. Had one of his parents was just diagnosed with terminal cancer. After one too many bourbons in his penthouse office, he drives home and gets a DUI because it is publicized all over the media, in newspapers, on the nightly news, and on the web. Every Big Store employee is aware. No one quits their job and they keep working as normal, okay? You got to peep the game. Continuing the example. However, 3 months later, Mr. Big Store owner gets another DUI. Only this time, someone is seriously injured. By the same logic as the federal prosecutor used in the R. Kelly's case, each and every Big Store employee could be indicted and prosecuted under RICO for being involved in an enterprise whose purpose was to engage in retail sales and earn income for Mr. Big Store in order to supply him with alcohol so he could drive under the influence. So So that means everybody going to jail because we knew he was drinking and we working for this man. And while we working for this man and he's out here using the money that we're helping him make to go buy liquor to get a DUI. So now guess what? We all an enterprise. So we were unwilling participants, but yet the government is saying we were participants in something that we knew no knowledge that we could be criminally charged for a RICO act for working for Mr. Big Store. I like that example. That was a great example to present out here so people can get a better understanding of the reading. Now, big government loves vague laws. Government is creeping into our lives more and more. Most people have a natural sense that government encroachment is bad. Is bad. So why is it permissible in the criminal justice system? The same RICO logic can be used to target any individual in any state to stand trial in a distant federal court for anything the feds deem an enterprise. Abuse of RICO makes anyone a target of a government takedown. And that's what it was for R. Kelly. It was a government takedown. Okay. Oh my God. Shout out to this man because I tell you, he know what he's talking about. And I just know the man know what he's talking about because he's saying everything that we have seen and witnessed throughout this entire duration of the trial. Okay. So hold on, let me okay. Now, okay, that was great. I love the way he explained this. So it's creepy. Da, 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 da. Okay, the same RICO logic can be used to target individuals in any state to stand trial in a distant federal court for anything the feds deem an enterprise. Abuse of RICO makes anyone a target of a government takedown, which is true. Now, the R. Kelly case is very similar to the recent NXIVM, okay? And that was a case that was involving Keith Raniere. Now, which was also tried in the Brooklyn, in the same Eastern District, New York federal district by the same prosecutor using the same novel RICO legal theory. Now, in both cases, local and state authorities failed or declined to prosecute. So that means the state didn't want to prosecute, locals didn't want to prosecute. You know why? Because they knew they did not have a winning case. So what happens is the feds come in with a government takedown, all this unlimited resources that we know them to have, and come in here and basically try to dismantle the entire being of R. Kelly. But we're not going to sit back over here at Pieces of the Puzzle. We're not going to allow the government to get away with what they have gotten away with thus far. We're going to fight, and we're going to fight until laws are changed. We're going to fight until they take that doggone RICO and just throw that damn thing the hell up out of here, because it makes no sense. If you're not going to use it in the way that the law intended for it to be used, then you shouldn't use it at all, because that is abuse of power, and the government used this tactic. They knew what they were doing. It was all planned out. It was designed this way, but yet it will be overturned because we're going to fight and we're going to give them what they want, which is a fight, because they're playing with an innocent man's life, all because they're upset. Whoever he pissed off, he may have been arrogant. He may have been cocky. He may have been on top of the damn mountain. But that doesn't give nobody the right to try to take you down because of your accomplishments and what you have done in creating yourself to become who you are today. Okay? Because if that's the case, then we all should be scared. That means none of us should try to ever be successful, because if we become too successful, someone's going to come, and that's the USA government, to try to take us down. Okay, so let's continue with the reading. We're almost done here. Now, in both cases, local and state authorities failed to or declined to prosecute, right? Then the media or entertainment disguised as reporters. Yeah, you got the media, entertainment disguised as reporter. Fans flames with salacious misinformation, accusing each of brainwashing women and running a sex cult. Finally, the feds ride in with their white hats and shiny badges to save the day and lock up the baddies. However, justice is not about the results. Justice must always be about the process, due process, which requires that our legal process be fair, and based upon the law, not upon the passions of a misinformed public or the whims of power hunger prosecutors. And those prosecutors was hungry as hell to try to get a conviction, to even get involved in something based on surviving R. Kelly, a documentary that inspired the FBI, and it's out there. So if you guys Google this information is out there for you guys to clearly see. They were inspired by a documentary that made them, just what this reading says, a passion of a misinformed public or the whims of power hungry prosecutor. So they were misinformed. Okay, it's safe to say the prosecutors were misinformed. They were so misinformed that they were so hungry to get a conviction on an innocent brother that should not be in jail today behind this misinformation that came out. Okay, they were misled, they were lied to, they were bamboozled, they was hoodwinkled, and they was played for the fools, and got really showed who their true colors are. Okay, now everyone should care that the government is overstepping its power, okay? And this is where I come in at. Everyone should care that the government is overstepping its power in applying RICO to cases where it doesn't belong, okay? It doesn't belong trying to get the man from the store because he was drinking and caught a DUI, and because we work for him, we're making money for him. Now he's using the money we making to go out and have drinks and then cause himself to be in wrecks. Okay, so R. Kelly is making money. His employees is making money by lining up his appointments and setting up things in his favor to be able to meet these deadlines and meet these quotas. And then next thing you know, you have it to where everybody is now convicted, not even convicted, but being scrutinized for being some type of enterprise because they was unlawfully, unwillingly working for a man whom they were just helping with his music and his brand. But then the government comes in with this takedown theory of, oh, they were doing it to recruit girls and hold people against their will, and they did not prove a case of none of the accusations that they put out here in the psyops to mess with the psyche minds of the public people to get a public conviction. Now, okay, so the reason why, everyone should care that the government is overstepping its powers and applying RICO to cases where it doesn't belong. If rich and powerful people with the greatest lawyers in America cannot defend against this unlawful procedure, now listen to what they're saying. Even if you rich and you got powers, you still, as an American, cannot defend yourself against this unlawful procedure. Now, imagine how a regular person like you and me facing the might and wealth of the U.S. government would do. Can you imagine if you had to fight these U.S. governments, okay? And it's the world against you, basically, the United States of America against your individual self? All that manpower against one person? Like, are you even kidding me? That it was just overreach, overkill. They overdid it. They put too much on it. And again, with my faith, I truly know and believe in my spirits that this case will be overturned in due time. It may not happen when we want it to. It's just a process. It's an unfortunate process that R. Kelly has to go through. No different from Bill Cosby having to go through what he went through, and then getting his conviction overturned. He sat there for a minute before it actually happened, but it did happen. Okay, so we just have to keep fighting, keep the faith, and stay in the positive realm so we can get away from negativity, and anybody that's creating it, stay away from it. Now, okay, so no, I couldn't imagine it if it was you or myself facing the might and wealth of the United States government would do. No. So the reason why this issue is important is because RICO gives the government shortcuts. So they took a shortcut. This is a shortcut of a prosecutors to prosecute R. Kelly. So the reason why this issue is important is because RICO gives the government shortcuts in prosecuting. These shortcuts are understandable when dealing with murderous criminal organizations. However, they are not acceptable in targeting individuals like R. Kelly, who are not part of a criminal enterprise. If an organization's primary purpose based its members' knowledge, intent, and actions is not criminal, then RICO should not apply. So we know R. Kelly, his brand was not used for no type of criminal enterprise. It was an organization primary purposes based on its members' knowledge, intent, and actions. It's not criminal. Then RICO should not apply to this case. The government should charge individuals who break the law according to the law. So if you're caught stealing, then you should go to jail for stealing. You shouldn't go to jail for a RICO because you stole and you had some other members with you, and now all of a sudden they're the enterprise. That doesn't fit the crime, and that's what this attorney is addressing and pointing out here, that the RICO just doesn't fit the individual needs when it was not designed to take down an individual. It was designed for a whole entire organization, which they did not get an organization. They got one man. And we know one man is not an enterprise. Shout out to Debo. Those are his words, not mine. Now, the government should charge individuals who break the law according to the laws they broke. This should be true even for lavish entertainers and misguided self-help gurus. Okay, and that's pretty much the reading from the attorney Joseph Tully. And again, you guys can find this entire article in my community tab over there on Hollywood Team Nexus community area, where I posted this, I believe, yesterday, so that way you guys are able to review this. Okay, now let's see. Okay, hold on, let me get back into it. Okay, here we go. All right, sorry you guys, I was off screen, but I yet was on screen. And thank you to all the 200 plus people that is in the chat. Shout out to you guys. Like I said, I can't do this without you guys. The more you guys continue to come over to the platform, the more you guys support me by viewing the live when I'm live, or even watching the playback, even hitting the like button does a lot for my platform. It keeps me to be able to come back and talk with you guys. I don't ask for much, so we'll just keep it short and sweet right there, because that makes the platform more doable for you guys to be able to come out here. Okay. Shout out to Lysol. I see you, crazy. I see you, buddy. Free R. Kelly. Let's see. Don't buy anything Sony, RCA, any company that is against them. I agree with you on that. I wouldn't support them. We need to boycott them. They trying to silence us. They're trying to they removed his social media account. They have taken away him off of YouTube. I think that is just ridiculous. I mean, he didn't violate any violations like YouTube stated. They stated that R. Kelly was in violation. When I went to click on his platform, and it'll still pop up, but then when you click on it, it say removed due to community violation. And I'm like, what violation? The man has been in jail. How did he violate anything? So I think they need to reevaluate what they're doing and how they're doing it, and get off of the negative train and get on the positive train, and let's start fighting for our rights. Because if we don't fight for our rights, you can't expect someone else to do it. So I have to make sure I'm doing my part and you guys are doing your part. Like I said, just coming in, hitting the like button does a lot for the platform. Thank you to everybody that is hitting the like button. I want to see more likes coming in. So please, let's get those likes in there. All right, so next is there was another article. I'm sure you guys have heard about this one as well, but I just want to bring it to you guys myself. And this article is from the Billboard. Okay, this is a Billboard one. Let me just check out the area on my channel. Make sure we good over here. Let's check it out. Okay, thank you. Big Mama got him up out of there because our show was coming for him. Yes, he got to go. We don't want any negativity over here. I don't mind you guys having an opinion and coming over here, but when you guys are trying to like discourage the people who is hopeful and keeping faith alive and knowing that the judicial system messed up, then I have a problem with that, because now you're attacking us supporters from supporting, and that's a part of the government psyops. That's what the government does. They put a lot of people out here in place to attack us, so that way we can't get this type of message out, because it's ruining what they have done, and it's exposing them. So we want to continue to expose them. That's just the bottom line. We want to continue to expose them. Damn, I'm fine. Walking to the mirror. Hammer time. No, I'm just playing. I had to throw that one out there. I'm looking at myself like, is that you, Will? Okay. Let me come back. Let me come back. Carol Ann, come to the light. Carol Ann, come to the light. Come to the light. Okay, I'm trying to hit this one. If anybody want to be so kind, I mean, hey, it's not necessary, but it's all appreciated, and it most definitely goes towards the future. Oh, and I did get someone did reach out to me and ask me if I wanted to participate in the upcoming New York motion hearing. I'm not sure if they changed the date. That's why I was reaching out to Canic. So Canic, my mechanic, I know you getting my message. Please return my call. I'm waiting on you. But he'll call me back. I don't have no concerns about that. But I just want to make sure I'm there for the right dates. I thought it's the 13th. Looked like it's possibly the 20th. So I just want to get the accuracy of when this motion hearing is going to be. And once I know the accuracy, then I can make plans to go back up to New York. I try to plan ahead so that way if you get it in early, you can get a good rate. But then if you wait till the last minute, then you know the prices go skyrocketing. And hey, we just try to I just try to conserve and consume on spending and all that good stuff. Try to save us a penny on the dollar here. Like, hey, I like to look nice, but your sister is cheap as okay, now let's get into this billboard. So this is some drama that to me is going on between the attorneys, minus Devereaux, because Devereaux, to my eyes, he can't do no wrong on the simple fact that he came in the end and he did what he could, but the weight can't fall on one man. That's like saying one man is an enterprise. Devereaux is not the enterprise. He was one man, and a lot of information has come out in the readings with why I was seeing the distance in the courtroom, and you see Canic and Calvin on the end, then you see Nicole all hovering over R. Kelly, and then you see Tom Farinello on the other side of R. Kelly, like they was keeping him around them, and that's the way I perceived it. I'm not throwing any shade or shots, so please don't take it that way. But that's just the way I was looking at it, and I kept saying something is strange with the behavior and the body language. I was reading all of that, so imagine if I'm reading the body language. What do you think the jurors were reading? Okay, they had to be reading the same thing because I saw it. But we're going to get into that when we get there. So let's get this reading underway. So on September 28th, shortly after a jury found R. Kelly guilty of all 9 charges brought against him, including sex trafficking, racketeering, and the sexual exploitation of a child, Devereaux Canic, a member of the disgraced R&B singer's legal team, stood before TV cameras and supporters outside the courthouse and said that an appeal was on its way. Yes, it is. Okay. However, if Kelly's legal team plans to file a successful appeal while managing upcoming trials in Illinois and Minnesota, it will first need to solve its own problems of fighting and inexperience that have plagued it for the past 2 years. So let's just continue with the reading. We'll elaborate as we get there. Okay, let me see. However, if legal teams, okay, we read that part. For the past 2 years. Now, in January 2019, Lifetime's bombshell documentary series Surviving R. Kelly quickly turned mainstream opinion of Kelly's from raunchy singer to warped predator. Okay. In the weeks following, he was dropped from his label, RCA Records. His music was largely pulled from radio and streaming services, official playlists, and an Australian tour announcement was revoked within hours due to backlash. Weeks later, he was charged with aggravated sexual abuse in Chicago, and in July 2019 was slapped with a federal indictment in New York stemming from racketeering charges. Now, more commonly reserved for organizations, crime figures like the late Whitney Bulger and John Gotti. To prosecute Ponzi schemes and money laundering, the Racketeering Influence and Corrupt Organizations RICO statute enabled federal prosecutors to group together Kelly's more recent alleged crimes with allegations that were 2 decades old. It was a novel case, and Kelly's defense team knew it. The idea of a musician-run sex trafficking ring and the use of racketeering laws in this manner is an aberration. Kelly's lawyers Thomas Farinello told Billboard in an email statement after the guilty verdict, the RICO enterprise was based on nothing more than a series of independent relationships and events the government patched together like different types of fabric and passed off as silk. When the pandemic ground the courts to a halt, Kelly spent over 2 years behind bars awaiting trial. While his legal team failed to coalesce and eventually splintered 2 months before the New York's trial, August 18th started date. The artist's two lead Chicago-based attorneys, Steve Greenberg and Michael Leonard, exited the case. The lawyers say they quit due to infighting and uncooperative dynamics of the defense team. Their former co-counsel attorney Nicole Blank Becker, who remains on Kelly's legal team, recounts a different scenario. She says the two lawyers were fired by Kelly due to Greenberg's lies, although court records suggest otherwise. So she's saying he was fired. The court records say he wasn't fired. Okay. Despite this alleged clean sweep, the remaining defense team's performances during the trial was disastrous, according to sources close to the case. Power struggles between lawyers, feds, these sources say, by Kelly's concern with how he looked to the public, shifted the defense strategy away from disproving racketeering allegations and towards breaking down victim abuse claims from victims. So they're saying that R. Kelly was mainly concerned about how he actually looked it rather than these charges he was facing. I highly doubt that, but this is the article and we're just going to read it as it is. Now, 48 hours before opening argument, Becker sat in her Brooklyn hotel room, barefaced and visibly exhausted. Behind her sat two beds, one for sleeping, the other double as a desk, covering in files, pens, highlighters, sticky notes, and binders. It's been effing crazy, she says, of working for Kelly. This is what has been in the article. She says it's been effing crazy, she says, of working for Kelly. I guess it might be every lawyer's dream, but it is also insanity. Becker joined Kelly's legal team in March of 2019, despite having only 3 years, 3 years experience trying state cases as a criminal defense attorney. She has spent 16 years prior as a prosecutor in Michigan advocating for victims of sexual assault, but grew skeptical while working as the head Macomb County's sex crimes unit there. We would deny more warrants than we would sign, she says. There is so much bull mess out there. Becker's introduction to Kelly's team came at the recommendation of disgraced former judge, a Detroit judge. So somebody recommended her, which was a Detroit judge by the name of Vonda Evans, who knew R. Kelly. Okay, it says who knew the singer. When the judge called me and she's like, with your history as a sex prosecutor, this is perfect for you. I was laughing at her, says Becker. Even when I went, I still thought it was a joke. But there was a part of me that thought if I don't go and see if this is real, that they really want to talk to me, how will I ever know? After meeting Kelly, Becker, who grew up with his music, says, I was fortunate enough to truly see with my own eyes the other side of things. Becker's new teammates included the Chicago attorneys Greenberg and Leonard, who have tried dozens of federal cases and began representing Kelly in 2018 to sue the people who stole all R. Kelly's money, says Greenberg. Okay, I'm trying to scroll down. Now, before joining Kelly's team, Greenberg's most notable client, we all know, Drew Peterson, a retired police sergeant convicted of murdering his third wife after the disappearance of his fourth wife. Okay, while media reports claim Greenberg was fired by Peterson for poor performances, Greenberg says this was a lie. Another one of the case's attorneys, Joel Brodsky, fed to the media and showed Billboard documentation of work he performed after those reports came out. One of the case's other attorneys, Brodsky, wound up suspended for 2 years due to his aggressive tactics and relentless vindictiveness. Okay, he was vindictive. Now, Greenberg was also deemed ineffective counsel, though, okay, by a Cook County judge back in 2005 regarding a murder case, which led to a new trial and the defendant Albert Domagala's conviction being downgraded from murder to aggravated battery. Greenberg is now representing Domagala's nephew in a terrorism case and says he has a tremendous relationship with the family. East Coast attorneys Doug Anton, a sports entertainment attorney, and Farinella, a New York criminal defense attorney brought in by Doug Anton. Okay? So now we know how ineffective, unfortunately, and I'm not trying to throw shots, but Tom Farinella came in here because Doug couldn't be on the case, so he brought in somebody else that didn't do nothing but sit in that doggone courtroom. I don't know what he got paid for sitting there, and ran out there at the end of the trial to go do a research on the enterprise and what that effectively had meant. I'm just saying. I was there. Okay? I can speak firsthand. Now we know how Tom Farinella came in there. Okay, it was all a dream. It was a setup, especially if they was dealing with that one. And that's just my own personal spin on Doug. I don't like him. He know I don't like him, and he probably watching my platform right now. So you already know what it is. Anyway, a New York criminal defense attorney brought in by Anton were also on the case. Anton, who left the legal team before Greenberg and Leonard's departure, could not be reached for comment. Of course he can't be reached for comment because he already know he was shady from the start. I called him out. He was all trying to scheme on the dollar and trying to get all the money out of all R. Kelly supporters. And we don't know where any of the money went, but they said send it to Douglas C. Anton Esquire. Where's the money at, Doug? Where is R. Kelly's defense money? If it was $10,000, where's the money at? Show us supporters the doggone receipt of turning it over to someone else. Where's the money? Or did you pay Tom Farinella $10,000 to come in on the case and sit there and do nothing and just didn't even help out with this defense? I'm just, oh my God, I'm so baffled by it. But anywho, according to Greenberg and Leonard, conflict arose early on between attorneys over who would steer the case and the division of labor. It would make sense, based upon our experience of handling collectively more than 100 federal criminal cases, that we would roll the boat, says Leonard. For good or for bad, we simply refused to dole out responsibilities in a manner that wasn't consistent with people's level of experience. So now they're throwing shots at, I want to say Nicole, maybe even Tom Farinella, because they felt that they had more experience than they did, knowing that she was a prosecutor for 16 years and only was defending for the last 3 years. She didn't have enough experience, and she never had any type of federal cases from my reading so far, okay? Now, factions formed among the lawyers and the infighting escalated. For example, Greenberg says arguments broke out over cross-examination strategy. He claims Becker and Farinella were intent on slut-shaming. Becker, on the other hand, says she was ready for the truth to get out there in order to clear Kelly's name. Now, it gets shadier, y'all, the more we read. When it came to decide which attorney would deliver the opening statements, a source says Nicole petitioned Kelly for the opportunity. So she went to holler at R. Kelly and asked R. Kelly, can she do the opening argument when we know she came out with the biggest boo-boo? Who sent you, boo? I'm just saying. And I ain't trying to throw no shade, but I have to keep it real over here at Pieces of the Puzzle, because that's what we do, putting these pieces to the puzzle together, one piece at a time. Nicole was telling him that only I can tell your story. I need to do the opening, Robert. I know you so well, says the source, who adds, he is not sophisticated. He's not very smart, so he'll listen to these people. I mean, that's right there is ineffective counsel, and that is degrading their own client in order to get a higher position and doing something. And she was MIA come the verdict. which is not a good look for representation purposes. Don't want nobody like that that can't stand the rain. Kelly and Becker had grown close to. Okay, this is what they say. According to a source close to this case, Becker insisted she be given time to talk to Kelly about non-case related matters. Wow. So you have a conversation with R. Kelly and it ain't even got nothing to do with the case related? These conversations about Kelly's personal and business matters were said to take place during the time allotted to prepare for trial. So while she's supposed to be preparing for trial, she's taking time out to have personal conversations about his business matters. Who does that? Like, well, who sent you and what you trying to get out of this man? And everybody is just trying to take. And they was taking advantage of him even while he's on trial, fighting for his life. That's what I'm getting from this reading. Y'all take it the way y'all want to, but that's my personal and public opinion. Greenberg, who initially was supposed to deliver the opening argument, says, and he and Kelly never had a single disagreement, except he thought Becker should do the opening and we didn't. Greenberg says he tried to remain realistic with Kelly when it came to the defense strategy, but Becker, who he says spent more time nurturing a relationship with the jail singer, prevailed. So she went in there trying to wow Kelly, looking like she's some top-notch model with this BRF face, like she's just, you know what I mean, his woman, I guess. That's pretty much what they're going at. I'm just going to say it because, hey, I keep it real over here, okay? She prevailed at wowing and nurturing on over R. Kelly, and then she left the man in the end, okay? Like, no different from these thoughts that came in and lied on the man and left, and then came back and said, well, he did this. So I can't even imagine the private conversation they was having if that ever hit the fan. Lord forbid it if it would. Okay. When Kelly was talking about getting rid of us, says Greenberg, he was like, man, people are sending me stuff from the internet. You're not doing this and you're not doing that. And I'm like, I don't give a S what the internet says. The internet ain't on your jury. And this is what Steve was telling to Mr. Kelly. The source close to the case agrees with Greenberg's assessment. He was very focused on how he looked and how witnesses look, that they should be discredited, but in their place, the source explains. Ultimately, it was this differences of opinion between lawyers that led to Greenberg and Leonard leaving the case. Whatever you think of Kelly, Tom and Nicole played with his life. Tom and Nicole, and we know Tom was sent in by Anton, and I don't know who this lawyer is who sent in Nicole, but the lawyer name was mentioned. If I go back up a couple of notches, we can clearly see the lawyer who sent in Nicole. Okay, let's get her name out here so we can know who this lady is, and let's do some research on who she is and why did she send Nicole to R. Kelly. What was going on with this? Her name is Vonda Evans. She's a Detroit judge. Vonda, Vonda Evans, Evans. Okay, I think she needs to be looked under a microscope to find out why did she send in Nicole, who was a former prosecutor, and why did Doug Anton send in Tom Farinello when Tom Farinello did the bare minimum. And there was information that was circling around in the press room that Tom Farinello was charged with some charges himself, and he was facing his own demons. Okay. So I didn't put that out there because I was trying to stay positive, but I did put that in my side notes as I was taking notes. They were talking about he was arrested. He was facing federal charges himself. Okay, and Doug Anton actually had to help with getting Tom Farinello off these charges because he didn't have no money to fight him off. Okay, that's what was said in the press room. That didn't come from me. So I'm going to go ahead and not even throw a legend on there because I heard it out my own ears out the press mouth, and I took the side notes when they was discussing it. Now, the details of the two attorneys' withdrawal were messy. According to Becker, Greenberg and Leonard verbally attacked her. Kelly was scared of having Greenberg on his team and subsequently fired him because of his lies. But the public record shows Greenberg and Leonard filed a request to leave on their own violation, and Judge Ann M. Donnelly accepted their withdrawal in early June. Becker takes issue with Becker takes issue with this, saying nobody withdraws because they're the lead in a case and can't deal with those under them. That doesn't even make sense. I felt what happens when people flat out lie and tell you the sky is orange when you know it's blue, she says of Greenberg and Leonard's narrative, and the judge ate it up. That's her statement, not mine. Greenberg, on the other hand, blames Becker for the defense team's internal conflict. See? And that's why, and if you guys know, I probably put the video on private, but I meant what I said. You cannot blame Devereaux Canning for this mishap that came before he came in. These people were infighting and fueling with each other because it was a power trip. Nicole wanted to be at the lead. Greenberg wanted to be at the lead. Doug Anton wanted to be at the lead, but Doug Anton was a damn sports attorney for entertainment purposes. Don't got nothing to do with criminal. Why was he even on the case? I don't know. He came in to collect all the money, allegedly, and steal from the dollar of the scheme, as well as the legal defense fund that was going to his office, Anton C. Esquire. Okay? That's my personal opinion, and I stand firm on how I personally feel. And then again, why was Nicole there? Because of this other judge who sent her from Detroit. So the connections, Detroit, you got Detroit sending people in to disrupt. Then you got New York messing with stuff, putting people in play. Only one came in that fight to fight was Devereaux Canning. Okay, he's the only one that didn't come to play. He came to get the job done, and unfortunately, just didn't have the manpower of the supporter attorneys who was sitting there just hovering over R. Kelly. And I'm like, what the hell is she and R. Kelly having a big old discussion? And this man is fighting for his life. I was feeling some type of way. And if anybody else witnesses was in that courtroom, I'm sure you guys saw the same thing. Now, Greenberg and the others blames Becker for the defense team's internal conflict. She wanted to be the big star, front and center all the time. And I can imagine the way she was stepping. Like, who pissed you off today? Who didn't give you no sex last night? Because you is baby. And you a Virgo? You too close to that damn Libra. So I ain't going to give you all the credit. No. You too close to the Libra. I don't know what you call that. But hey, it is what it is. Okay, so front and center all the time, he says. He doesn't have kind words for Farinella either. The attorney's license to practice was suspended for 2 years back in 2011. At the time, Farinella claimed he was suffering from a mental infirmity and therefore could not defend himself in disciplinary proceedings pending against him because of these past issues. Greenberg described him as incompetent and incapable of doing any heavy lifting. I would like to have to agree on that one. I saw it for myself, sitting in that courtroom, observing them attorneys and how they was moving and how they wasn't moving and what they should have been doing versus what they wasn't doing, okay? Now, my mental problems from over a decade ago and the resulting disciplinary matters have nothing to do with this case or my ability to effectively and competently represent Mr. Kelly, said Farinella in a statement to the press back in July. We need something in September, now October. With the only lawyers with federal trial experience off of Kelly's New York case, Becker took charge. And early on, at least, she seemed to be relishing in the attention. Many of Kelly's supporters see her as a hero defending an innocent man being prosecuted by bitter exes and the media. And I would agree with the bitter exes and the media. All that, relishing her for attention and all that, I highly doubt it. Maybe some, I don't know. Anywho, before and after trial proceedings, fans would make a beeline for Becker and offer words of encouragement and admiration. Professionally, she tried to make the most of her role, emailing journalists who mentioned her in stories to request that they link to her firm's website. So why are you... Okay, I guess that's something that she could do. I'm not going to discredit her for that. Becker has her fair share of critics, too, in the media. She's accused of weaponizing her womanhood against other women and characterized by former colleagues as an inexperienced attorney wanting to be the center of attention. And according to Becker herself, some even went so far as to suggest she is sleeping with Mr. Kelly. Of all this media attention, Becker said she just blocks it out. So people is giving her the blues and the runaround, making those type of accusations. I don't know how she's sleeping with R. Kelly in jail, but I'm just saying. What's the saying? She told Billboards days before the trial started, all press is good press. Disorder in the courtroom. On the morning of August 18th, journalists, photographers, fans, and a few confused jurors gathered outside the Brooklyn federal courthouse hoping to get inside for opening statements. Kelly's fans, some of whom took off weeks of work to attend the 8-hour days of trial, told brow-raising lies to a security officer in hopes of bettering their chances to get inside the courthouse. Are you a juror? An officer asked a short, middle-aged woman in striped pants. Yes, I'm on the jury, she hesitantly replied in a slight southern drawl. She turned out to be a fan who later that day delivered a fervent speech about Kelly's innocence outside the courthouse to a dozen scoop-hungry cameramen and broadcast reporters, forming a crescent around her and other Kelly supporters. How many women have lied to you? She asked, as the two women behind her slowly nodded their heads in agreement. How many women have said, oh, I don't want you no more, but now I'm going to get you in trouble? It would almost seem that Becker took notes from these passionate fans when writing her opening statements. Instead of driving home the point that Kelly was not running a criminal enterprise, the bedrock of a racketeering charge, she spent most of her 2-hour statement discrediting witnesses' testimony. She painted victims to be bitter exes out for revenge, called them groupies and super fans, and stressed that Kelly and his girlfriends were all like family with beautiful relationships. Seemingly searching for words or just buying time, Becker addressed the jury as ladies and gentlemen over 100 times, while stumbling through an almost comical number of sustained objections from the prosecutors, interruptions from Judge Donnelly, and other blunders of her own doing. You ultimately will have to find Mr. Kelly guilty. She said in her closing before correcting herself, excuse me, not guilty. Get her the hell up out of here. She should have been terminated right there. You cannot come on the big stage and make an error like that. You're supposed to know better. It's just to me, that's just something that should have never ever happened. People can brush that under the rug all they want to. I'm not going to dust it under there. I'm going to lift that damn rug up and we're going to pull that up and we're going to correct that and we're going to put that out there and let it be known. That should have never ever happened. You should have known better and you definitely should have did better. You failed your client and that was horrible of a mistake you ever could have made. Now, things only got worse for the defense. It took the prosecutor 4 weeks to make its case against Kelly, calling 50 witnesses, including former assistants, his doctor, tour managers, engineers, victims, and experts on interpersonal violence, records, custodians in Illinois clerk's office, employee, and Homeland Security agents, amongst others. One by one, they delivered cohesive testimonies while the defense cross-examination, which Becker said would be as simple as 1 + 1 = 2. Were sometimes so convoluted that reporters questioned whether it was a tactic to confuse jurors and witnesses. And while Becker remained at Kelly's side every day, the two whispering to each other frequently throughout the testimony, she slowly faded into the background of the defense while Kanik taking on key witnesses. And I saw it. I saw it. This article is the truth because I saw it from my own eyes. She was definitely hovering around R. Kelly. She wasn't doing no work. She was too busy all in his ear selling whatever dream she was selling and manipulating him and trying to probably get him to turn over everything to her. Who knows? Allegedly. I'm just saying. The rumors are out there. She's having sex with R. Kelly. Didn't come from me, but it definitely is in the reading of this article. Now, Kelly, a trial lawyer, Kanik, a trial lawyer with federal experience, joined Kelly's defense team on June 21st, along with attorney Calvin Scholar, 2 weeks after Greenberg and Leonard's departure. According to Greenberg, Kanik did not find Becker and Farinella cooperative. I talked to Kanik a few times. I was trying to help them, Greenberg says. Becker and Farinella tried to freeze him out of discovery materials, and he reached out to me to get them. Kanik did not respond to multiple requests for comments. So now we have another issue where there are accusations that Nicole and Farinella was not being cooperative. He said that he talked to Kanik a few times. I was trying to help them, Greenberg says. Becker and Farinella tried to freeze Canick out of Discovery Materials, and Canick reached out to me again to get them. So Canick did his diligence while Nicole and Farinella did nothing as eyewitness on that stand. They did the bare minimum. Like I said, she cross-examined 1 out of 50 witnesses. To my knowledge, when I was there, the entire time that I was there, she only cross-examined that specialist, the doctor with the herpes, and she sounded so freaking incompetent. I can't make this stuff up. I have the notes. I can reread them at any time. Now, according to the anonymous sources, wait. Okay, so make sure I don't miss nothing. Okay, so Cannon got it. Now, according to the anonymous sources, Cannon grew frustrated with Becker and Farinella's approach and work ethics. I wouldn't blame them. That's why the body language was the way it was. That's why they never came out as a group, as a whole, as a team. You always saw Time and Nicole walk out with their assistant, and then you saw Canning and Calvin come out. And I was wondering why I kept grasping more towards Canning than I was towards her. It was her energy, it was her arrogance, it was her nonchalant, it was her she ain't doing nothing, but she thinking she cute. You know what I'm saying? Y'all will see the picture. Her face said it all. And then the fact that she told me, wait, because she was smiling, she was happy. And she's like, wait. Let me get my BRF on. And then she came with that. And I'm like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know her temperament until I found out she was a Virgo. And it kind of made sense. But knowing she's closer to that Libra sign, it makes even a little bit more sense to me. And that's my personal opinion. I ain't trying to be Nicole's friend. She couldn't be no friend of mine because she didn't do her job and get this man off this case. And she did not fight the way she should have fought. She sat back and all she did was comforted Mr. Kelly. She was nurturing Mr. Kelly. She was just aiding him at the moment of his hardest time and trying to, I don't know what the hell, but I didn't like the atmosphere. I didn't like what I saw either. And Lord knows I can't wait to get this book out to the people. According to anonymous sources, Karen grew frustrated with her as he should have. The work ethics wasn't there. He basically wouldn't even speak to them as the trial went on. Also, he wouldn't give them any witnesses to question. I wouldn't have did. That's why it makes sense now why Canning took the lead the way he did. Because for one, he was the lead attorney. For two, she was incompetent as hell. And she just wasn't there to fight this case. That's why he questioned damn near every freaking witness and threw her the doctor. Like, go ahead and you deal with the doctor. But I took care of all the hard work himself. Okay, so he didn't lose this case. She lost this case. Tom Farinella lost this case. And that's coming from me and my personal opinion. And that's not alleged. Okay, that's my personal opinion. That's how I personally feel because that's what she was presenting as I was reading her and trying to read her. And she kept her distance, but she tried to be cordial, but she couldn't get it together. She just really couldn't get it together. She was feeling herself and too hot for the TV. Now, again, that's my personal opinion. So he grew frustrated with her. Farinella's approach and work, just as Greenberg and Leonard had. It was two separate teams, and that's exactly what I saw in that damn courtroom. I saw Calvin and Canning, and I saw her in the middle. She was on one side, R. Kelly was on one, and Farinella was on the other, but R. Kelly was in the middle. So she hovered over R. Kelly, and Tom Farinella hovered over R. Kelly, and Canning and Calvin sat at the edge, and I kept wondering, and I showed y'all my diagram that I put together. If you go back to a couple of videos, you will see it when I was showing you the sittings of everybody when they was putting that board and stuff together at the closing arguments, and I started something said write a description of what it looked like in the courtroom for a more visual for the viewers to see. That's what was going on, and this is giving me all my answers right here. Wow. Okay. He basically wouldn't speak to them as the trial went on. Also, he wouldn't give them any witnesses to question, which was smart, but makes it hard for one guy to try in the case, which, I mean, it was definitely smart to do. I definitely agree, but I can only imagine that was hard. And no wonder, he was exhausted, even doing an interview with me, because look what he was going through and no one knew it. I mean, my God, how people can, put on a front, something I couldn't have never done, because she would have been exposed, terminated, fired, and let go on the scene when she said, Mr. Kelly, you're going to find that man guilty. She would have been up out of there in 2.2 seconds after that was done. Goodbye. See you when I see you. And don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. And I ain't talking about the front of you. I'm definitely talking about the back of you. Let it hurt your ass. Anyway, in some instances, Kelly's legal quarter did sow doubt with the jurors. While cross-examining Kelly's victims and former employees, they firmly established that in many scenarios, the women could have willingly walked out of his homes, studios, and tour buses, undermining claims they were being held by Kelly against their will. Cannick drew attention to lies told by victims to their parents or Kelly himself, attempting to discredit their damning testimonies. But in other moments, Becker and Cannick resorted to victim blaming, claiming the women knew what they were getting themselves into, as Becker put it, and critiquing their dance moves and wardrobe choices as teenagers. Another time, Cannick berated a key witness, Johanna Pace, accusing her of lying to the jury about her age at first sexual encounter with Kelly, as he paced back and forth, raising his voice to a theatrical levels, and reminded Pace that she was under oath. It was his own math about her age that turned out to be wrong. When Cannick, who is black, okay, I don't know why that matters, but Cannick, who is black, later suggested that Pace was lying about never having attended a party with loud music because she's black. He was quickly shut down. Come on, Mr. Cannick, Donnelly said after the prosecution sustained objections. Move along. Okay, and that's something that the judge did a lot. She objected a lot herself and was stopping that trial when he was ripping them. Okay. Trial attorney Philip C. Hamilton, managing partner at Hamilton Clark LLP, who is not involved with Kelly's case, questioned the defense approach to witnesses. Trial is theater, says Hamilton. The jury is now sympathizing with witnesses because of the way that you are ineffectively beating them up. I'm not really hearing any sympathy for R. Kelly here. And as a defense attorney, not encouraging sympathy is a damn near malpractice. And that's just coming from someone who had something to say. Now, where do we go from here? When it came time for the defense, which does not hold the burden of proof, to argue its case, witnesses were few and arguments were flimsy. The defense rested its case after only 2.5 days with 5 witnesses total. Phil Lee, a former a videographer for Kelly who was working on a documentary about the singer that was never completed, says a woman called him on behalf of Kelly's legal team. Now, what woman could have called R. Kelly on behalf of the legal team just days before a closing argument, asking him to come to New York and testify for the defense? She was asking if I would be willing to come out and talk on Rob's behalf, says Lee. It did seem like a last-ditch effort of desperation, as did Cannick's closing argument, which consisted of a bizarre list of comparisons with Kelly, including Trump-era Vice President Mike Pence, who is reportedly to call his wife mother, while Kelly's victims who will call him daddy. Fellow sex symbol and playboy Hugh Hefner and slain civil rights activist Martin Luther King Jr., which they took all this, of course, out of content, and Devereaux Cannick was able to clearly clear that up. That was not what he was doing there. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech, Cannick said, loosely quoting King's I've been to the mountaintop speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. He continued nonsensically, that's all Robert is trying to do. I have yet to read my notes, and I still have them. I'm going to try to find some time to get them together and try to bring them to you guys so you guys can at least hear what I gathered from the closing arguments from both the prosecutor as well as Devereaux Cannick. During the trial, prosecutors had to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Kelly used his employees and enterprise systematically carry out illegal acts. According to the numerous attorneys, this would have been easiest charge for the defense to knock down. Of the charges against Kelly's, racketeering carries the most serious sentence, greater than the penalties for violating of the Mann Act, a law meant to punish human trafficking, which Kelly was also charged with. Most of the people that will testify are not going to see themselves as criminals or members of an enterprise. They're going to see themselves as stage managers and lighting people with no criminal objective. All of that gives you a great chance to win the case. To win this case, says Leonard. Instead, the grotesque testimonies and evidence of alleged sexual and physical abuse overshadowed the sparse effort to disprove that Kelly was knowingly running a criminal enterprise. His defense didn't file a single motion to restrict the government's presentation of evidence as Greenberg. But what the hell did you do, Greenberg? And you was on the case for 2.5 years. You didn't even file the proper motions. All you kept doing was making excuses why he couldn't show up in court. His toe was infected, knowing that this was very important. And he went there in November, couldn't even be seen until the next February, the day before Valentine's Day, which I said wasn't going to happen because it was too close to the holiday. And it didn't happen like I stated. I mean, you guys played with this man time, but yet you want to find fault in Mr. Cannon, who came in short before trial even got established. I'm not going to hold him accountable for the actions of your failing. Okay. Okay, so didn't file a single motion to restrict the government's presentation of evidence as Greenberg. If a girl was held in a room for 3 days because R. Kelly wanted to have sex with her, what differences does it make if when he ultimately had sex with her? They did it backwards, forwards, upside down, or inside out. It doesn't make any difference because the allegations was that she was being held in that room. Instead, the defense cross-examined focused whether or not there was food inside tour buses and studios, what witnesses were during sex with Kelly, voluntarily twerking, and proving there weren't buckets of urine in Kelly's bedroom, not breaking down the government's claim that Kelly was held the head of an ongoing criminal enterprise. It's not the documentary, says Leonard, of the charges. It's a RICO case. Yeah, but these were the accusations that was being brought against him, that people wasn't able to have food. They were pissing in buckets. They was locked up. They was being held against their will in bedrooms and all this, that, and the other. So they defended everything that he was fighting. But let's just continue with the reading. In a joint statement to Billboards after the verdict, Becker and Farinella, who both denied Greenberg's allegations, said, "Unfortunately, we are unable to respond at this time, but there will be an appropriate time and manner in which the truth will be told in the future." Well, I think the truth is now, but hey, people like to sit on money and then cash in at a later time when they think the gravy train is slowing down, but to each his own. While sentencing for Kelly's New York charges won't happen until May 4th, 2022. The next major milestone in his legal saga comes October the 20th in Chicago. That's when a conference hearing for his federal charges on aggravated criminal sexual abuse will determine the next steps in that case. Greenberg and Leonard are still set to defend Kelly in Chicago, but as a result of the legal turmoil, their relationship has suffered. Greenberg says his relationship with the singer needs a lot of work and that he no longer thinks he's the right person to represent Kelly. I haven't talked to Robert in months. He completely refuses to speak to us. He says Greenberg says he will likely visit Kelly in New York in coming weeks to work out the next steps for the upcoming case. The Chicago case probably won't go to trial, he adds. We'll work out a concurrent plea or something like that. He's going to get launched. Judge Donnelly is going to make sure he never gets out of jail. And this is coming from Steve Greenberg. So it sounds like Steve Greenberg is trying to get R. Kelly to take some type of plea deal to make his charges go concurrent, which I wouldn't plea at nothing, because if you plead to something, that means you're guilty. And if you ain't guilty, you just got to go through the judicial system. And we know it's not fair, but it is what it is. This is my personal opinion. I'm not law. I don't have a degree in law, but I have a lot of common knowledge and I just know a lot. But again, I'm not going to speak on facts when it comes to the law. I'm going to leave that for the legal to do. But based on what I'm hearing here, Greenberg is trying and says that he will be working out a concurrent plea or something like that. Ain't no plea, because the plea is to say guilty, and that means everything he get is going to run concurrent with whatever he gets in the charges that he was just found guilty in. And then where's the grounds for an appeal if you're pleading? So I'm just saying, I don't think that's likely, but we'll have to wait until we hear more. We'll stay close watching on this case. It's a drastic change from 2018 when Kelly first hired Greenberg and their focus was reclaiming the singer's money. You know, Kelly's last public performance was at Greenberg's house. He did a performance at Steve Greenberg's house, he says, from his Hawaii hotel room, like 2 weeks before he got arrested on these charges. It was a going away party for Greenberg at his home in Highland Park the 3rd, and Kelly sang with a band for 3 hours. How much did you give R. Kelly for performing for you, Steve Greenberg? This is a business here. This is not, I got R. Kelly he's working, I'm his attorney and I'm working for him to help him, then you get a whole damn performance, then a man get locked up, and then you quit 2 months before he go to trial. Like, you played him as well. Again, everybody came in contact minus Canick, who had the empathy to work with R. Kelly, and was able to empathize with him and do all of his best. I saw that man throw everything, the kitchen sink and the good Bible at them people. I promise you, I seen it. He did everything he could in his power. He was like a one-man band in there. Him and Calvin, they was sitting separate. Nicole over there, Mr. Kelly, Mr. Kelly, and just trying to be fancy and doing notes exchange in there and putting her face mask down and then putting it back up and then just communicating. It was just like, what are you doing in here? I mean, I really was fed up. But again, I humbled myself because I wanted to make sure I wasn't overreacting or reacting too soon, as some may say, because I go 0 to 100 real quick. Had I known this, then it would be a different situation between me and Nicole today. And I'm being honest, okay? I hope I never run across her again. And I'm being honest. I'm just saying, okay? Like 2 weeks before he got arrested on the charges, it was a going away party for Greenberg at his home in Highland Park III, and Kelly sang with the band for 3 hours, hung out with Greenberg's mama, and even brought along his pet Pomeranian, Believe, named after his 1996 hit single, I Believe I Can Fly. The latest, that lasted 42 weeks on the Hot 100 charts. Greenberg says, I was very fond of him. And that's the ending of the reading. Let's see, make sure that's it. I don't want to leave anything out. Yeah, and that was the ending. That's a terrible situation to read. Let me get back in the comment section for you guys. So let me get back on screen. And even though I can see y'all, I just want to put these pieces to the puzzle together, one piece at a time. And that's a Billboard piece that just came in, as well as Joseph Tully pieces that came in as well. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, even the 10 haters that we have in the building amongst the 260 of y'all. God bless y'all. Y'all just don't understand. It's not as easy as it looks just coming up on the screen and doing this. But by the grace of God, he has given me the strength and the ability. I mean, I'm back at work. I'm on the clock. And it's just been a trial and a tribulation for me because I'm hurting and I'm suppressing it by just staying busy and just keeping myself busy because I feel R. Kelly's pain. And I just think that it's so wrong of the government to have taken advantage of this man, and they use their resources to beat him, which they cheated him out of his acquittal. Okay, and so it's just wrong, y'all, on every level possible. It's just wrong. But we have faith over here, and we know God is in control, and he could do the exceedingly and the abundantly above all, and good will turn around whatever was meant for someone's bad. God will turn it around and use it for the good. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Let me get it here. Greenberg and Nicole and Daryl Johnson was dirty. I agree with you. So what I want to do right now, rather than read all your comments in the chat, let's moderators. I'm gonna put the phone number in here, and I'm gonna open up the phone line. I'm gonna spend this Good Friday with you guys, and let's hear from some of the supporters out there after the reading of this, after what we know, after what's been put out here by myself for sure. Call in and let me hear from you guys, and I hope that's the right number. Like, I hope that is, like, it's just so unfortunate. I'm really just having a hard time processing this. I'm sure you guys all can empathize with me on this one. Mr. Kelly just didn't deserve this. He got taken advantage by his attorneys as well, from what I'm reading. And I've felt that way. Canick was the only one that came in there and fought the fight. If he didn't have Canick all the holes that was poked, I don't even know if those holes would have been poked to give him an opportunity to have an appeal, to be able to go to the appellate in the higher courts. We don't know if he'll get it granted, but he certainly poked a lot of holes, and he showed the integrity of the government is definitely not intact. So that's an issue, because you want to get a conviction under integrity. You don't want to get it playing dirty. You don't want to get it looking like you're desperate, as they did, and you just don't want to win that way. So if anybody's interested and want to call in, there's the number on the screen, 404-618-2442. Call in and let Hollywood know. Bring some pieces to the puzzle and let's have a conversation. Let's start a dialogue and let's get this going, because I know you guys are seeing what's happening out here. I can't be the only one that feel the way I feel. I know it's more of us. So, we just got to come together, and we're going to have to tackle this RICO. We're going to have to really fight that RICO by getting that law changed, and also doing what the attorney that put out his article stated, because he put out a lot of key points for us to work with. And so that's something that we need to do. So we got a piece to the puzzle that's calling in. Let me put them on the line. And welcome to Pieces of the Puzzle. What's your piece and what are you bringing?
Hi, I'm still praying that R. Kelly is free. I tell you, I've been sick like a dog, 60 years old. And I attended 2 protests in New York, and I walked that because I have a son. And I don't know where the men at that won't stand up. We need leaders like Malcolm X. The government is pure dirty, and R. Kelly is truly innocent.
Yes.
And we living in a Me Too society, in times of society, and a technical society. Who the hell going back to the Mann Act 100 years, and we live in a society like this? Mm-hmm. There's no way the law even match up to today's society. It's just awful. And I just commend you so much. I respect you and love you for all your work, and I just ask you to keep your notes. And as you read them, I'm looking for all the things that's wrong that maybe they can use. Because I believe R. Kelly got the keys in his own head, how he gonna beat this thing.
I agree.
That's all I need.
Thank you so much for bringing your pieces, and God bless you, and we appreciate you. Say it again.
R. Kelly might become the male leader right from that jail.
Yeah, because
just up in there, as long as he know we got his support and we write him, he can, because he got the common sense that's necessary to kill all that stuff. He looking.
Amen to that. I agree. Thank you so much, caller.
All right.
We appreciate your pieces over here. Thank you. Those are pieces to the puzzle. That was great. And I want to add to that, because what she said was R. Kelly could come out and lead and be a leader in this. Just remember Nelson Mandela. He went from prison to president. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing that can't be done. You know what I'm saying? We just got to get the right people to sponsor us and support us and help us get this government in alignment, because the government cannot continue to bring this type of situations to us people. They're taking advantage of individuals like you and I, and that's a problem. Make sure you turn your background down, love, and I'm going to put you on live right now. Welcome to my channel. This is Piecez. What are your pieces, love? I need you to turn your background down. I need you to turn your background down. Okay, let me know when you got your background turned down. The Mann Act needs to be repealed. Period. We need our men on the front line and in the community, absolutely, because this is really a huge ordeal to get R. Kelly like this. So we're gonna need everybody to fight. This is a serious fight. Pieces of the puzzle. What is your pieces you bringing to the table, baby?
Hello?
Yes, hello. Welcome to Pieces of the Puzzle. What's your pieces?
Hey, Piecez, how you doing?
I'm great. Bless.
That's what I like to hear. Honestly, you might don't agree with me on this one. You might.
Oh my God, what is it? Because I gotta be careful what I say on my platform. What you about to say?
I just say I actually agree with Greenberg on how he should attack the man that counts in the racketeering counts.
Yeah, I agree with that part.
They did,
okay.
we come with like the stuff they
did was good in cross-examining the witness and making them look bad. I mean, and making them look like lies, which they were. But in the court, that doesn't matter because it's called irrelevant. It's called relevant conduct. Only thing you was there, so you know. Only thing the jury's gonna hear about is did he transport a person across interstate to have sex or something like that. All the other stuff didn't even matter. So that's what I was saying. But it was good he did it, but he should have did that. They should have did that, not just Cannon, and just take that into account. That would have been more suitable. I actually said that to a couple of your YouTubers. I was saying that while the trial was going, why he's not just attacking that, because that's all the jury's gonna look at.
Yeah, well, I thank you for your pieces, and definitely that could have been addressed a little bit more. I think he did what he could with what he was working with and the information that was given to him in the short amount of time that he came into this fight. I don't think he had enough time to fight it as if he was on it from day one, although he fought it as if he was there from day one, if that makes any sense to you. But thank you so much for bringing your pieces. Go ahead.
But not just Canning, though. It ain't all on Canning.
No, it's not.
The code should have never been on that.
I agree.
I saw that through the trial and everything then. But yes, you're right, though. But
yeah.
I'm just telling you about how the judge was going to describe the jury instructions. They ain't focused on none of that. That's why I'm about to get out. But that's why.
Well, thank you.
On one of those stories.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to get out. I know you're trying to get
No, go ahead. You good. Go ahead.
But that's why on one of those I was reading for you all. I can't think of what it was by Leah and the prosecutor like, okay, yeah, but we're not arguing that.
Right.
They said something from what they want to argue. You know what I'm talking about. And I was like, correct. All they wanted to try to show was that he conspired with others to keep that robbery. All the other stuff is irrelevant. That's all they wanted to know. That's why they said that. But thanks, though. I'll just let you know.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. God bless you, sir. Thank you for bringing your pieces. All right. All right. You know, I mean, I agree with the caller. I agree to disagree. What I do agree with is the fact that it could have been tackled more about the RICO and, you know, the Mann Act. That could have been tackled better. I will agree with that because I do agree with that. But, you know, some things, you know, you just want to be peaceful and respectful. So shout out to that caller. We do appreciate you over here at Piecez, and thank you for bringing your pieces. I didn't want to just end the call. I'm like, let me give him a chance and get a brother a chance. Oh, man, this is a serious fight, you guys. Now we know what they was up to. We saw the tactics that they came with. Now we get a chance to go back and brainstorm and figure some things out. Just as supporters, not interfering with the case, not getting in the way of what the legal team is going to do, but yet as our own self. You know, we right in our own wrongs. So we all want to do something to help R. Kelly because we are the real supporters who want to really do diligent and get this man vindicated. But people that's coming on social media that's telling us to don't do this, don't attack the judge. What do you mean? We got to attack whoever it needs to be attacked. I'm not going to say what to do and what not to do, but I'm just saying, like, we can't listen to people that's not even visibly relevant at this point. We got to listen to those who is out here on the forefront, on the front line, that's fighting this fight the way this fight needs to be fought. You know, we got a great attorney. Shout out to Devereaux Canick. Shout out to Calvin Scholar, because we got two great attorneys. And knowing this article just gave me the information that I personally needed to be able to look at this case and these people for something different at this point. You know what I'm saying? I can look at it different now, because at first I was wondering what the hell was going on in the courtroom. Why is Kenny leaning on me? He damn was falling off the seat. He didn't want no dealings with her. She was like a devil in the courtroom, and I was picking up on it. Honest to God, I was picking up on it. I just didn't want to bring negativity to the platform. I was trying to keep the hope alive and try to keep us focused. But at the same time, I was very observant. Like I like I said, in my diaphragm or my diagram that I wrote, y'all can clearly see it. I put Calvin and Kannick on the end. I put R. Kelly, Nicole, and Tom over there. And it was like, and then I showed you where the witness was sit. I showed you where the judge sat, where the prosecutor sat, and where the jury was sitting at. I drew that out for y'all. Something made me draw that out because something God, excuse me, the God in me was showing me something wasn't right. And I just be knowing what I be knowing. I feel what I feel. And that's why I don't want to ever question myself when I feel the way I feel, because these feelings is be real. You know what I'm saying? You don't feel this way for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You just don't feel that way for nothing. And so, free kills. Man, I don't know which way I'm supposed to slide, but I mean, slide to the right. Slide to the left. I'm moving the green screen. I'm literally on it, so I don't want to do too much. But free kills. Like these people just did the ultimate. You know what I'm saying? Officer Otto, just explain what you saw. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, come on now. The judge, she was extremely biased. That lady was interfering. She was carrying the prosecutor's hands every time they had to be objected, and then they was get sustained, and then she would say, what do you know? Well, do you know? I mean, it was like, what the hell are you doing here, lady? I'm gonna need you to go have several seats. Make sure you turn your background down, sir. I'm about to put you on the live. Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Pieces of the Puzzle. What pieces are you bringing? Hold on. Wait. Okay, wait. There we go. Pieces of the puzzle. What pieces is you bringing? Free cows.
What's going on? This is Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. I don't know you, but hi, Jeff.
How you doing? First and foremost that I want to do, I want to give a major salute to you and everybody that has been covering the R. Kelly case, that has been on top of it and giving us the information, the accurate information that we can come back and debunk a lot of these lies and a lot of these, inconsistencies in this case that we see, you know what I'm saying, as the public. So I want to give a major salute to you, Queen, and others that have been covering the case and bringing accurate information. So I tip my hat off to you, Queen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. God bless you.
Blessings. One thing that I want to say is this here. The first thing that we need to do is stop pointing the finger at one another. One thing that we must do is come together, because we witnessed that, this is a conglomerate of people that are coming against this man with inconsistencies in statements in the indictment. For one, they changed the indictment in the middle. When have you ever seen or witnessed an indictment being changed? The language of the indictment or the charges being changed in the ninth inning to convict a man. Right. We are against the federal government, and it's unfair. You know what I'm saying? It's totally unfair.
I agree.
I don't want to point the blame at any particular attorney.
I mean, you got to call a spade now.
I'm sorry.
Call a spade over here. We say what we mean. We say we keep it real all day, every day. If I said something in that reading was inaccurate, or you may feel the need to say something in regards to, speak on it. If I said something that kind of raised your eyebrows a little bit, and knowing that I was actually in that courtroom, I can agree with some of the article on the temperaments of what I was witnessing. I was questioning myself. Why was they like not sitting close to each other? Why was she overly hovering over Mr. Kelly the way she was? This is not a blame game. This is just me keeping it real and utilizing the information that I now know versus what I was assuming. So this is, to me, is confirmation of the things that I was witnessing, but I did keep kind of quiet on it. But now that it's out, I can go ahead and elaborate on it as well.
Oh, no, I get that. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? Because that's rules for people to take that as an example of what we don't need to do moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think that all the attorneys should be on deck. Just imagine a dream team of all of them on a collective that were coming together and working together. Because it takes a dream, it takes a team to make a dream work. You know what I'm saying? So, constructive criticism is always accepted and respected. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody dropped the ball somewhere, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're gonna figure it out, and we're gonna come back to the table, and we're gonna get back to what we need to get focused on.
Right, and I think that did. I think that did happen. I think the ball fell. Listening to the reading, Kanik was trying to get the information, all the evidence that he needed, and Nicole as well as Tom failed to get that to him. So he had to reach out to Steve Greenberg again, which at that time he was granted the information that should have been given to him a long time ago. So to me, allegedly, people was put in place to disrupt this case and not give him the best defense he could have received, and they didn't carry their weight. And Kanik carried all their weight. I saw him carry that package every day. He was carrying their weight on his shoulder, and he did a phenomenal job. It's so unfortunate that they failed him, and not only did they fail their legal team, but they failed their client. The one that's suffering is R. Kelly.
I would totally agree with you. I think that Kanik did a hell of a job.
If he wasn't there, I can't even imagine how that case. I don't know how the case would have turned out had Kanik not been there. And you got Nicole coming there with her opening arguments talking about this is why you're going to find this man guilty. She should have been terminated and walked up out of there at that point. I'm sorry. That's just my personal opinion. I wouldn't want no lawyer representing me that just threw me under the bus and then she still got to stay on my case for the next 4, 5, 6 weeks. I would have had a hard time sitting with her. That's just me.
I agree. I mean, she made an honest mistake. I'm not gonna charge it to her heart. I'm gonna charge it to her head. That was an honest mistake.
That's not this, sir. I hear you. You can call it a mistake. You are entitled to your opinion. Thank you for bringing your pieces over here to the puzzle, but I have to agree to disagree with you on that. That's a mistake that just should never ever come from your attorney when you're fighting for your life. You can't there's no room for mistakes. That's just my personal opinion as a woman. There's just no room for mistakes. But thank you so much. I'm gonna let somebody else call in. There's other callers trying to get through. So God bless you. Thank you. I respect what you're saying. Salute to you, my brother. And I wish you many more success in your endeavors, whatever you got going on in your life. So God bless you. Salute.
Bless.
All right. Pieces. All right. Shout out to that caller. You're going to get people in here that don't want to, but it is what it is. I don't want to be on the attack or on the defense. I'm just here looking at it from every angle. And in a high profile case like this, when you fight for your life, there's no room for mistakes. There's no room for mistakes. McClemens, Kim, I apologize. I promise you to email you when this broadcast is over. Just give me a little bit of minutes, okay? I've been going through so many trials and tribulations with my own sanity behind this case and trying to figure out a right time to come on the platform and share some love with you guys and bring information to you guys. But I just didn't want to come empty-handed. So I do apologize. I'm going to get that information to you, as well as the other lady that's been trying to reach out to me to send me some goodies too. So I'm going to get y'all. I promise you. I want to go back up to that comment because that is what I exactly. This is the comment that I really wanted to. Hold on. You're so welcome. Thank you just for the thought. Your consistency. You're gonna make sure I get that package. I'm gonna highlight it all over social media too when it get here. I'm trying to get the comment that says somebody said that should have never happened. I'm just trying to find it if I can see it, but it went up so fast. I don't think I'm gonna catch it. But anyway, I agree. Like that should have never ever happened. Mm-hmm. This was a game, and they played with R. Kelly's life, and he was at the head of the game, and they just wanted to take him down. This was all money grab.
Alex Waits.
Okay, hold on. Welcome to my channel. You're on Pieces of the Puzzle. What's your pieces that you bringing over here to the puzzle?
Hey, how you doing, Hollywood? I'm Alex from Chicago, and I just want to salute you and just thank you for all you're doing on Kell's behalf. Because you were actually there reporting, so you're like one of the legitimate journalists that did their thing and covering the trial next to Mr. Dennis Byron. I just want to just thank you for being unbiased and just telling the truth like it is on Kell's behalf, because R. Kelly was railroaded, and just like Dr. Cosby, and they doing it to black successful masculine alpha males. And when I see the tearing down of successful black man entertainers like R. Kelly, like a Bill Cosby, and countless others, it raises my alarm in more ways than one. Black men in America, we are under attack, and we need to wake up to what's going on.
Amen.
And we need to do something about it. So I just want to thank you, Hollywood. Keep doing what you're doing. I support you and I salute you. Thank you, sister.
Thank you so much, my brother. God bless you. Thank you for bringing your pieces.
God bless you too.
Pieces. All right. Here's a caller that called in, and he got his point in there, you all. He got his point in there. So shout out to that caller. Greenberg didn't want to see his client get a bond. He didn't. He didn't help that man get a bond. And he went up there 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. My God. He tried for bond more times than he tried to get any evidence suppressed or anything. And again, I'm not trying to be here to attack on anybody. I'm not trying to do all of that, but I'm just saying you got to call a spade, and it's just unfortunate. Somebody said Greenberg was scared of COVID. That's what I'm saying. You cannot leave a room for no type of mistakes. And that's a mistake that I don't know if she wanted to lead the opening argument so she could put that out there, but that would have got her set on the bench too. And I'm glad Canick benched her. Now we know why he took lead. Now we know why he was in there every day cross-examining these damn witnesses. It makes sense now because she was throwing R. Kelly under the bus and trying to sweet talk him in his ear and possibly trying to get a deal. Who knows? Maybe she wants to be a rapper or a singer on the microphone. I don't know. I'm just saying. Come on now, Nicole. You got to do better, baby. And you did not. You did nothing. I'm sorry. I sat there in that courtroom every day. I was wondering that's why somebody was in my comment chat and said, what did Nicole do? And I kept ignoring that comment. I saw your comment, but I didn't want to respond, okay? I didn't want to be the bearer of bad news. She did nothing. All she did was dress, and that was it. And she barely did that, okay? I think I outdressed her because she was taking notes. They all was taking notes. I had got everybody to get up there and dress in your Sunday's best. They was coming out they Sunday's best. They like, who is she? Where she come from? I got him right. Me and Mechanic, we was working on the people. He was working on the witnesses. I was working on the people. I got the press together. I'm talking about they was coming there, they weren't even washing their hair. They weren't combing their hair. They weren't washing their face. They weren't brushing their teeth. They came in there. I'm talking about they had their teeth was bleached up. They started getting it together. I'm talking about some people coming there with their hair just looking horrible. I'm talking about they was taking their braids out. They was coming in naturals. Some was coming in weaves. Some was trying to outdress me, looking like a hot mess. I started a trend in the courtroom. I sat there and had brought my blanket, just something in me that said bring the blanket, because it was freezing in that damn joint. They wanted us so cold. They wanted us to freeze the hell out of there, and I wasn't going nowhere. I said, I got something for the freeze. I'm going to bring my thick blanket. Then I brought my thick jacket. Oh, I was ready for them. Then one day they had the room so damn hot, It was almost like they was trying to give me a headache or something, make my pressure go up. But I said, no matter what the tactics was, I don't care if it was hot or cold, I was going to figure it out. I damn near was stripping up in there. I was moving my body like a snake. Shout out to Kels. Shout out to Kenny. Shout out to Calvin Scholar. Them my guys, man. They kept it the realest in there. I'm telling you. I felt their spirit. Because I'm talking about, I didn't understand. Nicole, you got this your nose all up in the air. You so mad. What is you press for? She should have had a press credentials. I think we need to disbar her, take her her law license, and give her a press pass. He gonna get the iron poured out on these motherfuckers. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We still doing good, man. We got over 200 likes and we just got another hater. Come on back. Don't take the hate back and join the love. We got 200 love in here and I know we can go up, y'all. Come on, let's get them likes up. That's all Hollywood asks for. Get them likes up. Michael Jackson even had a bot, okay? I pray God gives Kels the gift of discernment. Baby. Mm-hmm. They know what they was doing. I'm telling you. Big Mama sounds so funny. I'm man, not the Dollar Tree weaves. Man, they was up in there. They couldn't get it together. I coming in that thing. I was stepping. I'm talking about. I was like dressing up in there. They had the lettuce and the salad and everything. They was like, "Who is she? She the dressing." I was dressing up in there. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. We is over killing them when it comes to the hate. But we embrace it all around here because what they said in that article, good press or bad press, everything is press. And for y'all that don't know what this is, let me see if we get a little closer. That's my husband's name. I'm the wife. Robert Lee, you in here? I don't see you, Daddy. Daddy, you in here, Robert Lee? Robert Lee, where you at? Robert Lee, where you at? I'm gonna have to call Robert Lee. I ain't heard from my baby. Like, this is unusual. Baby, where you at? You know mommy needs you, Zaddy. Where's you at? Let me see if I can get Robert Lee on the line. He probably watching me like, she better not be calling me. She better not be calling me. Baby, where you at? I'm on my live. Have baby, look at me. I'm on my live with you, babe. I'm missing you. I'm like, where's my baby at? I'm missing you. I'm like, where are you at? I popped up. I see what's going on. I took T-Bone along. Let T-Bone explain why you think I'm killing you. Oh, okay. Well, some moderators got him out of there. You know, we don't want all that negativity over here. But I love you, baby. Anything you want to say to the people, bring some pieces. Okay. I won't put you on. Well, they can hear you because you're on the FaceTime. You FaceTiming me. You're not in my ear. We love you over here. They love you, baby. They sending love to you in the chat. They hear you. Okay, baby. I just wanted to hear you because I didn't see you in the chat, and you always being here, my number one supporter. What? Oh, I didn't see you. Okay. Well, I love you. All right. I'll talk to you later, babe. Talk to you later. I love you too. Piecez. Y'all know how I be getting down, y'all. That's Robert Lee, baby. That's Robert Lee, baby. I'm just playing. Y'all know I'm so silly. Those are the positive vibes that I'm bringing you guys. Positive vibrations. No room for mistakes when he's fighting for his life. Exactly. Like Kel song say, wake up. Exactly. The fact that they're reporting he's going to snitch, that right there is pissing me off. Shows you the unfairness of the justice system and the people around him. Exactly, because why would somebody want to put an article out there? Thank you, MJ. I'm glad you said something because that slipped my mind. It was definitely on my mind for something that I wanted to discuss. Now, why would somebody, hey, beautiful, to go my gospel glam girl, you know I'm over here representing and doing what it do, boo. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me get it right. Boom. Gospel Glams Cosmetic. I'm gonna get back to that comment, Michael MJ. I'm gonna get back to you, but I gotta shout out to Gospel Glams Cosmetic, y'all, for your cosmetic needs. So make sure you guys go over to her website, Gospel Glam Cosmetics, and purchase you some of this lovely. If you want this one that I'm wearing, this one is I think it's a 60. I can't see y'all. Forgive me. It looks like 08. Masquerade, okay? It's masquerade. Hey, okay. Mm. Oh, Lord, hold on. I don't stop. I'm like, what is going on, Siri? Where you come from? Siri just interrupted my broadcast or whatever. Shout out to Gospel Glams Cosmetic, cause this masquerade. Got me on point. Y'all should have seen me earlier. I tried to do something different. Baby was like, baby. He clowned me, y'all. I hurried up and got it together. I was like, shit. Gospel glam, gospel glam, gospel glam. I will not try nothing else but Gospel Glams Cosmetic for all my cosmetic needs. So please check out her website, so you guys can go over there and purchase and sign up on her website as well, so you guys can get some discounts over there. I love those braids on you. Thank you, girl. I'm just telling babe. I'm like, babe, I'm gonna have to get my hair done again. These braids is coming to an end, y'all. I'm working it the best way I can, but I'm trying to tell you guys, it's coming to a hefty end. And Lord knows I love it, but it's time to get them done over. And they did a great job. I was actually complaining at first because she had them so sporadic, and I didn't know that's the way you do knotless braids. But as we got towards the end, I was able to show her the photo again. I'm like, baby, I'm gonna need you to get it a little bit more full. Okay, I just gotta have a little bit more full. But I love it. And I'm gonna go back to her again, and I hope she's able to do my hair on the next one. I'm looking for my thing so I can highlight. Thank you, Gospel Cleo. Thank you, boo, cause of you, girl. You was trying to put me out, girl. I was running. What was I thinking? Oh Lord, Gospel Glams Cosmetic. Mwah. Mwah. Oh Lord, girl, you got Robert Lee ready to pull all my braids. Baby ready to pull the hair out. Shit, it's getting real, girl. I'm gonna need everything coming in, honey. I'm promoting. And by the way, I did open up my Facebook account. I didn't want to do it, but I did it. And in doing so, I actually promoted you over there, Gospel Glam, on my platform as well on Facebook, because I have hundreds of thousands of subscribers that I've had before I got into this fight. I actually had deactivated my channel probably back in 2014. And then I opened it up in 2018, and then I deactivated it again. I haven't been on there since 2018. And so to go on there and get all the love that I have been getting, I was like, oh my God, stop, y'all, stop. Oh shit, I ain't trying to be funny, so I don't want to nobody take that the wrong way. No. I was serious. Like, please, y'all, it's too much. Y'all know I'm a giver. I'm not a taker. So it's kind of hard to receive when I'm constantly giving, and I'm learning to be receptive. And that's why I haven't really responded to everybody that wants to send me things, because it's just, I'm a work in progress, y'all. I got to be more receptive because God is blessing me, and I am humbly and I'm thankful about it all. I appreciate everybody. I really do. Oh, I love you too, Medin Nuguse. That sounds like you from the queendom. You a queen? You're like your name. That's a queen. Hold on. Let me get my crown right. Oh, Lord, we got queens up in here. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Uh, what's your information so I can request you and follow? Girl, I don't know if I want nobody coming over there. That's like a personal platform. But you, I'll let you in. No, please, I'm not giving this information to nobody. I will deactivate my channel so fast it ain't even funny. But I will share it with you guys. So glad I will call you, text you when we in this live broadcasting. You will get the information. I don't want nobody to know me on social media because I'm trying to separate my private life from, what I'm doing over here. But again, I did let the cat out the bag. I actually, I'll share with you guys. I've been on social media. I probably can even do a live right now. I've shared some nice things on there. But I put my page private so people cannot, see stuff. But this is what it is, looks like. I'm just trying to hide my name because I don't want people looking for me. But I did put this up there, okay? If y'all can see that. That is me and my baby, me and Robert Lee. And then I'll show you what I shared. I let them know, I'm branding ambassador. I'm gonna have to hide my name here, here, and here. But I did post it. The stuff that you shared with me. I don't know if you can see it all the way, but I did post it on my Facebook. I posted it. And so, I posted it. Like, I feel great. Like, I finally opened up to California and let California know what I have been doing in Chicago for years and months and what I accomplished in New York. And it was the outpouring of love was like, oh my God, let me actually read to you what some had said. It was absolutely amazing. Okay. This is what was said by some people who had not seen me. Okay, I'm gonna read some of the comments. I think I'm gonna have to hold on. Let me log out and log back in. Oh my God, it's been a fun ride, y'all. And whatever God is doing, I just want to be receptive to it. I want to stay humble. I don't want to get big headed. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I never ever want to forget where I come from because where I came from made me to who I am today. And I'm so forever thankful. And I'm thankful to you all as well because you guys are the reason, that that I'm able to be here. Okay, so I share with them this. Okay, I'm just covering up my name. Okay, I shared this press credential and me on there, just showing them, right? And then this is what one of my longtime childhood friends said. She said, "Hey, lady, congratulations! What an accomplished and an honor. That's how you make your interest back on social media. Wishing you an abundance of success. Stay in your magic." And I was like, okay, you ain't gotta tell me twice, boo. I'm gonna stay in alignment with the Lord because God is so good. And then the comments has just been outpouring. Just I have lots of comments. Like I can't even read them all. But some said, "Hey sis, looking good. Congratulations as well. Congratulations, looking fabulous. Absolutely beautiful. I miss you, friend. Congratulations. Hey friend, I miss you. Hey friend, it's been a long time. You look beautiful. Congratulations. Hey stranger. Hey sis, you still beautiful and bossed up as usual. Congrats. Beautiful. No, you've been MIA, but I'm glad to see you're doing great. Love you and call me. Hi, cousin. Hey, Fee. Beautiful. Congratulations. So happy for you. Absolutely beautiful. GIFs. And A is going down. I see your fine butt. They said ASS or whatever. I mean, the comments just outpouring, y'all. The love is real. And I'm just glad that I was able to slowly but surely open up to them and let them know what I have been doing, why they haven't seen me, because I was working on other projects and stuff that did take me away from social media, and my time was needed in what I was working on, because when I'm tunneled in, I'm focused, and you guys are going to get my undivided attention. And so in this situation, when it came to the allegations that was coming out around 2018, I shut down social media, and I kind of just started getting in tune into what was happening in R. Kelly's life. And I really wanted to you look beautiful. Have a great time, and just get in tune into what was going on, and find out everything I could find out, because I just didn't believe the accusation. I was like, hell nah. Like, when you go through something once and it's so drastic as what he had been charged with, and he went to trial and he won, I would never, like OJ Simpson, would never want to be seen in nobody's courtroom ever again in my life. And that's just me personally. So when I heard this, the first thing came to mind was, oh my God, they trying to OJ Simpson him. That was one of the first things that came to my mind. And then all these other feelings was just coming, and I was like, something ain't right. And so, but thank you so much. I see the love from CT Joanne. Say she from CT. I think that's Cincinnati. Don't quote me, but you can put the corrections in there if I'm wrong. That was so sweet, so true. Thank you. We need to get rid of that. I'm gonna push to see if abolishing the Mann Act is something we can do through our organization. Okay. And then also next week, I'm gonna be looking into a few things as well. I'm reaching out to a lot of people. I'm really making a lot of connections, and lots of people is talking to me, especially because I was in the courtroom and I was there, and then I had, what I had and stuff. So a lot of stuff is really being beneficial to help R. Kelly, okay? Especially the book that I'm writing and I'm going to be presenting to you guys really soon, that it's going to be helpful. Anything that I can do to help these resources from the book is going to go to him. Like I said, I don't want nothing out of this. This is just from my heart, because I see a man being wrongfully done. I'm an advocate now in my own way for men. I want to start a movement for men rights, because I feel like they get railroaded. They don't have the support that us women have. They don't have the intellect that we have. They get pushed around through school. They get dusted under the rug when they should get evaluated if they need evaluations. If they need an IEP, to give them an IEP. If they need special ed, put them in special ed. Like, give them the tools that they need to succeed in their future. Because if you deprive them and you take this away from them, you skip them and pass them on to the next grade, and they barely know what they're supposed to know in one grade to the next grade, they're failing. And it's because of the system. So we got to be the advocates for these men. Adam did create us from the rib, but we strong. You know what I'm saying? That rib, that bone made us strong. So let's come together, ladies. Let's get our women on, and let's use this women empowerment movement to work in the favor of everybody, not just us women or so-called victims. But if you are a real victim, then we're fighting for you. R. Kelly is a victim. He's suffered from this type of situation. And so we want to help those that are in need. So over here at Pieces of the Puzzle, we're going to put together these pieces of the puzzle one piece at a time. I thank you guys so very much. That was my time on this beautiful Friday. Don't want to overload you guys with too much, but I'm here for you guys whenever you need me. I'm nothing but an email away. I'm a phone call away, a text away. Text me, email me, and let me know what it is that we can do to come together. I have some people that has emailed me. I will be responding. I just been extremely busy this week. Got a lot of stuff going on. And plus I was trying to suppress all of what just happened to R. Kelly. I have been really hurt, y'all. I mean, extremely hurt. I don't know if y'all saw it in my face when the verdict came in. I tried to hold it together as best as I could, but I broke down when them cameras went off. I broke down. And those who saw it was Devereaux Canick, Calvin, the Brotherhood. They were right there to hold me up and support me for supporting the cause. So shout out to Keith, shout out to Bobby, and shout out to Calvin and Devereaux Canick. I love you guys so very much. I'm gonna leave you guys with a Kale's joint, just because you know this is what I do, and I love you guys so very much. I'm gonna try to not stay away so long, because I definitely want to be able to bring information to you guys and just dialogue with y'all and just keep us in the moment. But again, don't forget to follow me in my community area, because over there you'll find a lot of updated information, and I am on Twitter, so make sure you follow your girl on Twitter as well as Instagram. I appreciate you guys so very much. God bless every one of y'all, and let's get up out of here, like Debo would say, like Homeland Security trying to come get us, because they ain't playing fair. What's the email? Moderators, put the email in the chat. I appreciate it. I will be promoting a few more, you guys. Don't forget, there's lies they're putting out there. You forgot about the lie. Oh, yes. Luther Vandross. Thank you. I almost forgot. I ain't gonna go just that fast. You're right. And MJ is the comment that put in the chat as well. He did talk about the lies that they're putting out on R. Kelly. That's a problem, because R. Kelly is not telling on nobody. That information needs to be heard by us people and supporters. We need to get it out there on each and every platform that we can possibly yell it on. R. Kelly is not doing anything like that. That's another tactic, because the government is trying to get this man taken out all in its totality, like a 187 on a watch. Okay, no different from Jeffrey Epstein. But Kels, we got you. We love you. We support you. We know you ain't doing nothing like that. That's just a rumor, a bad rumor. Because people is still trying to survive off of R. Kelly, okay? And with doing so, any negativity that you got on this man will sell. So if you got negativity, that's going to sell. We know. If you got something rumored to say about R. Kelly, that's going to sell. These people's trying to get paid off of negativity, and putting that lie out is horrible, because if he was going to do anything like that, that would have happened in the beginning, before trial, not after trial has already been come and gone. The conviction is there. It's not a fair conviction. It's not the conviction we know should be. He should be vindicated, not convicted. But we're going to continue on this fight. This fight ain't over with. It's just getting started. I'm a trooper. I'm here for it. And so I'm going to bring everything that I got in me. And I need you guys to bring it all as well. Again, free R. Kelly. That's what we over here yelling. That is my time. Kels didn't do it. I sat in that courtroom. I heard lie after lie after lie. I heard inconsistency after inconsistency. I saw the judge carrying this case as if she was prosecuting this case. She was assisting, aiding, and abetting, coercing, enticing, bullying, and threatening. They would go breaks and lunchtime. Then they get the witness to come back and change their statement. Just like when Kanik had Jane Doe number 5, Azriel Clary, on the stand, and her little lying self was asked if she was in communication with her parents, and she said she was not, before they went to break. Then when they came back on break, she went ahead and changed it and said she was. Also, they would not put the documentary clip in there of her talking to her dad, but they still played it. After she left the stand, they ended up playing it that day, and then they did play it again at the end of trial, when the closing arguments took place. They did get a chance to play that for the jurors, so that was played. But I appreciate you guys. I love to stay. Y'all ain't gotta go home, but y'all gotta get the hell up out of here. All right, now next time I see y'all, make sure y'all bring y'all pieces to the puzzle as we put them together, one piece at a time. That's my time. I love you guys. Y'all are the best fan supporters that R. Kelly could ever ask for. And I thank you guys for trusting my platform to bring all this good information to y'all. I will never be fake or phony. I'm going to call a spade a spade. I'm going to call a rat, and I'm going to call the truth just what it is, the truth. Free Kel. The man didn't do it. He's innocent until proven otherwise. And I don't believe the guilt that he was just convicted on, because I saw how they cheated him to get it. So again, free Kels is what we over here yelling. And things is not supposed to be this way. And that's my time.
supposed to be green. Like faith's not supposed to be seen. The sky's not supposed to touch the ground. And a square's not supposed to be round. The moon's not supposed to touch the sun. And a two is not supposed to be a one. And the heart's not supposed to weigh a ton. And forever's not supposed to be done. Winter's not supposed to come in June. And I am not supposed to have the blues. There are so many things that are not supposed to be, babe, except you and me. There are so many things that are not supposed to be. Ooh, baby, yeah, except you and me. Night's not supposed to be long. Yeah. No one is supposed to be alone. Understanding is not supposed to be confused. And the wind is not supposed to lose. Like fire's not supposed to freeze. But like joy is not supposed to grieve. Like you are not supposed to leave. What I said I'm not supposed to mean. He's not supposed to have your heart. Baby, we are not supposed to be apart. There are so many things that are not supposed to be said. You and me. There are so many things that are not supposed to be. Hey, babe. It seems just like no seasons changing. Oh, this earth with no creation. Oh, heart with no feelings. Or a sickness without a healing. Just like a frozen spring. Or bird with no wings. Just like a song out of key. That's how my life would be. Like the night skies with no stars. A lonely road. No holding heaven walks in the park. That's how it would be if we were apart. There are so many things, yeah, except our love. So many things that are not supposed to be. It's like having nowhere to reach. Like having no words to breathe. Like having no right for the sea. There are so many things that's not supposed to be. Not supposed to be. Except you and me. Love you guys. Free kills. That's what we yelling. To the next one. Pieces.